They are divided by 3, which then gives an overall score. And that's how the scoring will work. And there we are, look. So Lee has scored him with a 72-point run. As you can see, the scores on the right-hand side of the screen. Tony scores him with a... Let's have a quick look, see if that's correct or not. I suspect it may be a little bit more than that. You can see Greg's number on the left-hand side there. Number 11. Wait a minute, this... I think there might be is there a slight error on that one? Yeah, we'll just double check in. So bear with us, boys and girls at home. Obviously, it's the first time we've done a live stream with RCTV here at RC Drift Masters, so we'll get those scores reapplied. Let's have a quick look. So you'll have to bear with us a minute, boys and girls.
We can adjust that after.
Okay, so we are going to adjust that afterwards. Okay, Okay, we're ready for the second run then, boys and girls? Oh, there we are. We have done it. I know that's the second.
Is that, did you run the, is that the Q2? Just Q1. Okay, but we reset the number.
Okay, all right. We're just running through this, so we'll run Greg. So let's just double check here with the computer system. I do apologise for boys and girls, as you can appreciate. We are running this system. RCTV, you worked for a real drift championship back in 22 in the meantime, and we've got Greg Mitchell, who is a regular at Unit 11 Drift House, and he is running a RVD RDX, and the shell is a Nissan S13 pitched by Adrian Lloyd, and he is a member of Dev's RC Drift Team. And just looking at his history, did a bit of finished third, qualified third at Midlands Rookie Comp, qualified, and then he made it into the top 8 and finished 5th overall. So yeah, and another, where are we? Finished 23rd in the big final at UK Drift Championship, 24. And yeah, so plenty of experience. Right, are we ready for run 2? Right, Tim, thank you very much. Right, we're going to go on to run 2 for Greg Mitchell. And we'll sort the scoring out once Greg has done his second run.
So Greg's up on the line now. The start line's just going through. As you can see, he's just left the line, gone on to cliff 1. Nice and deep into the first clip. Coming through, could be a little bit deeper into the clip 2. Just manages to keep off the wall there. Nice and deep into the third clip. Coming through for the nose clip. Nice angle into there. Possibly a little little tail dink onto the wall there.
Yeah, it just looked like, I don't know, I think we'll see the replay. I think it looked like Greg may have touched the wall a little bit too hard, and therefore possibly scoring a 0 point run, but he's got one in the bank, as we saw on that first run. Ooh, a little bit offline there. And did he touch the wall as we suspected? Ooh.
It was the next one.
Was it on this corner?
One, yeah.
Oh, there it was. Yeah, oh, there it was. Yeah, there was a touch on the wall there. So I'm looking across the judges. Yeah, unfortunately for Greg, that second run will be a 0. So one in the bank. And like I say, we'll get that scores done manually afterwards. And we look up to the... Did we get that score, Tim? Just so that we know. I think it was a... Just having a double check.
Just having a quick look on the replay of the scores to see what the first run was. So obviously we had the slight issue to start with.
Yeah, all these technical issues. Obviously it's the first time we've done this to this level, so you'll have to bear with us. We did run through this, but obviously technical issues can't be helped. But I think we'll 65. So it was a 65-point run. So a safe banker there for Greg on that first run. Right, over to Mr. Ryan Addis. Recently took part in the Clash of Titans over in Germany last weekend, I believe it was. Won the Best Chassis Award. Underneath this Slide Customs body shell is a green chassis, which is something to be seen. If you check our socials, we did a quick write-up on Ryan prior to this event. Right, so I'm just looking across. Our judges are ready. Tim, would you like to release Ryan? Right, so obviously we're looking for the green light. We'll keep our voices down a little bit as we commentate on Ryan, because we have got commentary here at actually on site as well. So Ryan deep in the box there, nicely, perfectly on line, nice and deep into that clipping point. And this one's looking a good run so far for Ryan, lovely and deep through that clipping zone there. Quick transition, then it's deeper there than you'd actually think when you actually drive the track, and that's a very, very tidy looking run from Ryan. Well done, Ryan. That looked very, very good. This could be, well, I mean, I know it's early on, but it looks to me like that could be a little bit better than what we saw from Greg. Obviously, we'll wait till the replays finishes. And that is looking very, very clean from Ryan there. Here we are, Dan with an 85-point run. Let's see what Tony thinks of that one. So that you're aware, Tony, an RCDC judge from Japan, and he has been doing it for 10 years, a 95 from Tony. So very, very high score from Tony, and Lee an 84, which gives an 88-point run for Ryan Addis, and that's his first point run. So he's certainly got a serious banker in there. So now are we going to see Ryan absolutely smash this one and run all these walls all the way around? Gareth, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it could have just improved a little bit on the last clip point. It just started to come out a little bit, didn't it, as he just before the finish line, and then dropped back in again. But some really nice switches. It's just set off now onto the second run into the first clip zone. Not quite as deep as the first run, but still looking very good there. Yeah,
carrying plenty of speed as well. Yeah, this car obviously, and we're running the Yokomo P-Tile tyre on this event. Obviously, they're all engraved with RC Drift Masters 2026, or a little bit of a mistake there from Ryan. I don't think he's going to be too bothered after that 88-point run. No, the look on his face, he's like, yeah, whatever. I've got an 88 in the bag. I'm happy with that. So Ryan, I'm sure, will be a happy boy with an 88. And we'll just get a confirmation of the scores from the judges. Obviously, Tim puts in the scores as the judges let him know the scores, and then as you can see, it pops up on the screen on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side there, you just got the qualifying run 2. And we just wait for those scores to come in with the all this modern technology that we've got here. Here we are. Look, Lee gives him a 69. Oh, behave, boys. Come on.
There's always got to be one.
There's always one, isn't there? Dan with a 40 and Tony with an 80. Wow, okay. So comparing different opinions there, but this is the idea. This is why we have 3 different judges. But they are judging on 3 different aspects, aren't there? It's line, angle and style here this weekend. So if you're wondering why the scores are so variable, each judge is judging on a different level. One on the line, one on the style, and one on the angle.
Angle, that's correct, yeah.
So just so that you're thinking, oh my word, how come those scores are so far apart? That is why they are so far apart. Right, next up on the line,
we have got the man from Ireland.
We have the man from DC3.
Correct, the only P-Town track over in Ireland, I think, at the moment.
I believe it is, yep. Make sure you go and check out their Instagram. Right, we look to judges already. Tim
lights are going.
All right, that's it, we're off.
Nice little snap into the first clip there. Just totally in the box. Nice coming round into clip 2. Halfway through. A little bit of an angle in there. Looking very nice too. A little bit far forward on that one.
Yeah, we'll have to have a look at the replay on that one and see if he was 2 wheels over the line. It looked very, very close. Again, safe over the line. Ooh, it was close on there. Oh, out of the box there. It's through the transition, isn't it? Look at that overhead shot. That's an absolutely incredible shot there. As Lloyd. Let's have a look. There it was. Ooh.
Very close.
Very close. I don't know if we could get a slow-mo replay on that point. We're just looking across to our guys in control, just see if we can double check. I'm sure the judges would like to see that 100% before committing to a score. I'll just see if we can. I can see just looking across to my left, they're just trying to get that, see if we can actually get a pinpoint accurate view.
I think it might be coming up on the next
Let's
one.
have a look. Here we are. It's on this transition there. Is it possible to just freeze frame that possibly if we go back? That's it. This is the modern technology that we've got. Let's have a look. All right, just keep going a little bit further. Just to make sure.
Just need another frame forward, I think. On
no,
that one.
I think the judges are looking across. Dan, Gareth. Right. Okay. Well, let's wait till the scores pop up on the screen and see if Lloyd. That was a 0 with 2 wheels off the track. So that's why we've got the guys from RCTV so we can double check and make sure that it's absolutely perfect. So the pressure is on now for Lloyd with his second run. Right, the start line system has been activated and Lloyd leaves the start line. So yeah, like you say, Lloyd come across from Ireland to take part in this competition. Like I say, runs the DC Denise track, I believe it is, if you care to, or if you check our socials on Instagram, we did a little write-up on Lloyd before he came to the event. And again, I think we need to double check whether that was a full-on wall touch. So we're going to watch a replay of every single run as we go through the competition. As we see, there we go, and that was run 1. So right, let's have a look at run 2. Right, where we are. Let's have a look. Right, so we're going to get that replay. Are we going to get that replay? Are we going to get the replay? Are we? Oh, that's a reverse, isn't it? Yeah. So Lloyd running a Yokomo SD3 chassis. Underneath that, Shibata Infinity Q60, painted by himself, obviously with the DC3 livery. And he started the hobby in February 25 and competed in D10 in Poland and finished in the top 32.
Yeah, I was just looking on the replay then. I don't know if it actually made a difference to his angle of the front wheels and the difference of the car itself when it did touch the wall.
Okay, well let's see what the judges have to say. Obviously, deep in discussion, we want to make sure everybody scored equally. It's all the way through. The judges have been watching practice this morning to make sure that they are fully aware of what's possible, and it was being on. You'd like a replay? Okay, can we have a replay of that once again, please? Was it for the wall touch? Right, okay. Okay, so we're just double checking. Like we said, a wall touch, if it affects the line of the car, or if the car shoots forward after a wall touch, it will be classed as a 0. So obviously there we are, look. Right. This is where the judges, honestly, the worst job in the world when it comes to drift events is judging.
Yeah, we've both been in those shoes.
Yeah, we have.
In the past.
Yeah. And let's see what the judges have to say. Like I say, this job is the worst job, is the judging job. And we are very grateful that Dan from NRD and Tony from Yokomo and Lee from a history of real drifting background has joined us here this weekend. And we look up to the judges, and I'm assuming that Tim is going to be putting in the scores into the system, and we'll see if Lloyd scored at all, and a 0 from Dan. I suspect it may be the same across the board after that wall touch. So unfortunately, that might be the end of Lloyd's event. Yep, unfortunately, that will be Lloyd with another 0. So unfortunately, that will be the end of the event for Lloyd. However, he will be hanging around so we can run on our practice track later, and hopefully staying around for tomorrow morning, because we've still got battle practice tomorrow morning. And our practice track, which has been running live on MB Raceway YouTube, that's been running all day. Right, we've got James Renshaw, a regular at Ronin Drift Lounge. sporting a run in a Drift Lounge shell. And we just look up to the judges are ready, and the start line sequence has already started. So yeah, this is an overdose GARM underneath this Toyota Corolla shell as we watch James come round, and again a little bit shy from that clipping zone, but keeping it off the wall. That's one of the things that we have been saying, the judges and the majority of people, keep it off the wall, keep it off the wall, and then hopefully if you score a decent point run, and James, looking at that, will get some points on the board. It does look exceptionally fast on the live stream, I have to say, but you can imagine in person it's certainly not as fast as it looks. Obviously everything makes it look faster on camera. Obviously we are running the Yokomo, engraved Yokomo tyres that were sent over from Japan. Obviously the guys are aiming to win the trophies and also the prizes, which we will explain in more detail tomorrow. So we'll just get Lee's score on the board. As you can see, James Renshaw's name on the left hand side, number 18, obviously FPS. Sam is with us here this weekend, and he's scored a 70-point run. So that's James with a banker in on the scoreboard. So that potentially will see James through to the finals tomorrow, but obviously there's a lot more drivers to go yet. Right, so we're ready for run 2. Judges are ready. Tim activates the start line sequence, the 3 yellows and then the green. And then James leaves the start line again. They're not allowed to touch that box. Nice and deep flick, and he's a little bit more aggressive this time. Looks like he means action, and he's back out of that box again. And then that looks to look to me like a one wheel off scenario going into that clipping point. And then nice and snappy transition, and then holds the line all the way through. Just what I thought was a little wall tap, but again, a run from James. Obviously he's got that banker with a 70-point run. I'd say hopefully that will see him into the finals tomorrow, which we will be streaming live from tomorrow afternoon. I think it's around 2:45 without, I haven't got the timetable on me, but I believe it's going to be. And it was 78, 80, and yeah, we will be live from around lunchtime. We'll put a post up later on our socials to let you know what time we're actually going to be live tomorrow, 100%. So there we are, James being judged with a 78.7 on his second run. So James Renshaw with 2 scores in the bag. What happens is if we have 2 drivers that have the equal scores, their second score counts. Right, so who have we got at next? We have Mr. Callum Craddy. Callum Craddy from Middlesbrough. No, Hartlepool, sorry, just been collected. It's same area. So yeah, Callum Craddy from Hartlepool has been around RC drifting for quite a long time. I remember visiting a track up there probably about 10 years ago. The name escapes me right now.
Not only the RC drifting, Callum does a lot of the full-size drifting as well.
That's right, yeah.
And has done for many years.
Yep. So, NRD's is local. Right, Callum, are you ready? Judges? Right, start line. The system has been activated by Tim. Callum there running that E30 shell, which is over a Yokomo SD2, and it's an A Plastics E30 shell with various Slide Customs parts on that. Keith from Slide Customs is with us in the house. We'll see him out on track later on during qualifying. The man that does the incredible painted chassis, and his team is Greythorpe Motorsport for Callum, and the scores are already coming in.
Yeah, I think he had a little wall tap.
All right, okay. I must have missed that. I do apologise. Oh, there. Oh, yeah, big wall tap. I think I was looking at your spec sheet. So, yeah, so a 0 run for Callum there, unfortunately. So, again, another driver with the pressure on to make it count in this second qualifying run. Right, drivers ready. Okay, here we go. Activated the start line sequence. Right, Callum, obviously the nerves will be jangling now. Everybody in the room, just about everybody in the rooms around the competition track watching what's going on. You can't see on the stream, but We've got people all the way around. So Callum playing it a little bit safer this time. He wants to get that score on the board. Just hops a wheel over the track, but literally he'll be looking to get any sort of points. And Callum, you could see his face then as we looked up, a massive sigh of relief just for getting a score on the board.
Still dicey with quite a few clip boxes there, though, trying to go deep into a few of them on there.
Yeah.
Even though he's trying to get a bit of a banker score in there.
Yeah, oh, well, that's definitely what he's achieved. Right, here we go. So Dan with a 65-point run. Tony, what we'll have to do, we'll have to find... Tim, would you do me a favour? Would you ask the judges who's judging what? As in line, speed and angle, please.
Style.
So Dan is judging style. Right, okay, so Tony is judging angle. And Lee is judging the line. So this is why the scores are different.
So
to
can
what
I
you
just
normally
say
see.
that the scores are so much different because you can get that line all the way around the track, but if you haven't got any style to it, any snap, if you've got wheel wobble, that's why some of the scores are so weak on one person. Or you might have snap, but your line isn't as deep as what it should be, so another person will give that. So if you look at the scores, that's why they're so different to each other. But yeah, we're all looking for different things. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Dan. Yep. That's burst my eardrum, but we'll be all right. Right, we've got Sukh Chima up on the line from Drift Nutters with his Slide Customs shell on top of an MC3, and it's a Revid EA90 Slide Customs shell. So right, here we go then. So yeah, fairly regular.
He's actually swapped his shell there, though.
Sorry.
It's now running the.
Oh yeah, that's not an A90. No, obviously he's changed. Oh, and there's another wall touch now. So I'm looking up to the judges, and they immediately looks like that's going to be a 0-point run here for Sukh. Unfortunately, just pushing it a little bit too hard. So yeah, the pressure now on. Yeah, obviously the shell changed since he put in his information sheet. So we look back up to the line, and obviously the judges will be ready after a 0-point run. So now we're on to run 2. So I'll be looking to put a safe run in. So let's see if Sukh keeps it off the wall this time. The pressure's really on. We've just seen Callum pull off a run after making a 0, after making an error. And here we go, look, Sukh doing the same, playing it safe, keeping it out of the... Oh, and he clips the wall. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I think that's all she wrote for Sukh this weekend. With 2 with 0 points run, it is really risk and reward. So yeah, so I think that will be it for Sukh this weekend, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, this is a competition. Obviously, if you're watching drifting when you're used to visiting your local tracks, whether it be Midlands Drift Warehouse, whether it be Ronin, Drift Nutters, Slide House, wherever, NRD, obviously it's a very much more chilled affair on normal evening sessions and so on, and weekends. Obviously this is where the pressure really counts. The drivers very nervously waiting in the wings. And now we have Jess Found on the line, representing Drift Manji. So if you guys are what I believe...
Drift Manji out, Ravensthorpe way, other side of Dewsbury.
His name's slipped my mind.
Wayne Freeman.
Wayne. I believe Wayne was putting the live stream up on at their track today. So awesome. Wayne, if you're watching, hope you're well, my friend.
Hello from all.
Yeah, hello from us lot. Right, so yeah, from Drift Manji, driving Yokomo SD3 with an MST Mustang, and it was painted by Wayne himself from Drift Manji. So yeah, that's another track that's over towards Heckmondwike, isn't it? I believe. Yeah, Heckmondwike. Right, judges ready? Right, Tim, ready? Right, here we go then. Best of luck to Jez up on the start line. The start line sequence started. Those green lights come on. And here we go then. So that Mustang shell, that MST Mustang shell, and looks playing it nice and safe. I think Jez is thinking, I've seen what happened to Sukh. I've seen what happened. What can happen? And I think he's going to be playing it safe now, just to get literally a score on the board and hopefully move on to the competition tomorrow. So yeah, Jez completing the lap, obviously way off the clipping points, but I think, you know, we've been telling him, or we've been telling every driver, if you secure a score, there's always a possibility that you will make it through to the finals tomorrow. We'll run through a much more detailed description tomorrow of how the finals will be run. When we are running a top 32, but with a twist. But we'll explain all that tomorrow. So make sure you tune in to RCTV tomorrow. Right. So judges just asking for a replay. Not sure exactly why. But like I say, Jez, as far as I could see, I mean, I know he's way off the clipping points, but I don't think there was any point where he hit a wall. I don't think there was any point where he was, I think that was like a wheel possibly off track.
Was it
and then safely over the finish line.
Was it a possible straight and over the front clip point?
Pass. I'm not judging.
Neither am I.
Thankfully. No, neither's Tim. No. Honestly, it's the worst. If anybody out there would like to come and judge one of these events, please drop me a DM. Slide into my DMs.
Not only that, if people want to have a go and go visit the local track, I'm sure that anyone will do some runs where you can actually judge anyone on the track and do a judged run and see if that is what most of the judges score as well.
And see how difficult it is.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, I mean, obviously we are here, and look, there is some scores on the board. So Dan scores him a 25, Lee scores him a 21, Tony a 45. Right, so a 30.3. So a score on the board. So obviously that could see him into the battles tomorrow. Obviously we'll find out as we go through the competition. I think once we've got through quite a few drivers, we'll pop up the current scores. Right, Jez, you ready for this second one? Right, Jez is ready. Judges, you ready? Okay. Right, Tim, thank you very much. Yeah, we're here obviously to promote RC drifting. Yes, it's a competition, but obviously we are also here by the wishes of Yokomo from Japan to promote RC drifting here in the UK, and that's why we are doing this live stream, and that's why we have got these names involved from across the UK, including MB Models, Slide Customs, ASBO RC, NRD and FPS. We are all here to help promote RC drifting to those of you that may not be interested in it, but we hope we're here tomorrow. If you want to come and have a look, if you're local, if you're Leeds, Sheffield area, Halifax, anywhere around this neck of the woods, you are more than welcome to come along, have a look, meet the drivers. They're all a friendly bunch, and that was a 0-point run there for Jez, but obviously he has got one in the bag. As we wait, we've got Ross Herald on the start line, a regular at NRD/Rat Trap, running a Yokomo RD2 with a HPI body shell, and his team is Rusty Nail. What a cracking name! Honestly, I was kind of glad there wasn't that many team names. Right, eyes on the prize. The lights have been activated. Here we go then for a green light for Ross with this HPI shell. HPI developing a chassis, but I'm not going to advertise that too much because we're here to advertise, to promote Yokomo, obviously. But yeah, Yokomo, obviously, various number of drift chassis out there on the market. Obviously, world famously built the YD2, which a lot of us have had in the past. So again, another safe run from Ross.
Yeah, Ross has only been doing this about just over 3 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought I'd delve in.
Go
both
deep.
Feet.
If you're going to go deep, yeah, come to an event like this. Yeah, absolutely. But again, I think Ross there just putting in a safe run, making sure there's some points on the board in the hope to move through into the competition tomorrow. Have I got any more information? No.
Since November 25.
Since November 25. So yeah, not long at all. Can we have a replay, please, gentlemen? Right, so Tony's just asking for a replay on that one. Yeah, I think Ross most definitely playing it safe and see if he can scrape his way into the final tomorrow.
Not only playing it safe as well, getting that nice safe bank run also can calm the nerves going into the second run.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can go a little bit deeper into the boxes, be a bit more ambitious with it.
Yeah. Right, I'm trying to get onto I'm trying to get onto the live stream so we can see what you can see at home, boys and girls. and see if we can reply to any comments. If you've got any comments, we will try our utmost while we're going through everything. Right, here we are. Tippity tap, here we are, yeah. Small tap, right, yeah. All right, well, thank you very much. We have got... Is that right? Yep, I can hear myself on the live stream, which is not the best thing you want to hear. I don't want to hear my voice, never mind anybody else. But there we are. Right, so the scores are coming in for Ross with a 22 and 18. Just waiting for Tony to confirm his score before we get the second run underway. So yeah, FPS Sam's around somewhere. Oh, excuse me, with his camera. Taking shots this weekend, which we will be sharing this evening and post-event, and 40 points scored from Tony. So 26.7. So a score on the board for Ross. Right, Ross, are we going to see him pull an absolute blinder on this second run? The start system has been activated. 3 yellows and a green. Here we go. Right, let's see if we can get Ross a little bit higher on the scores. He's got nothing to lose now. We can go for it. Ooh. Very, very bit of a dodgy initiation. Almost looked like he was drifting the wrong way. The judgings, there are a few ways that you can score zeros. Understeer is one of them. When I mentioned it to Tony yesterday, he was like, oh, understeer, no, 100% a zero. If you're drifting the wrong way, it will be a zero. Yep, so a 0 point run for Ross's second run. And I think it was down to that error there on the replay. So that will be Ross with his first score, hoping that that's enough to get him through. Right, next up, we've got Rob Little. We'll just get his sheet out. His car's on the track there. We'll just get his information sheet up. Here we are. So regular Unit 11 Drift House, which is down in Wales, South Wales. That's it. Another permanent venue. Obviously, if you're down in the Wales area, go and make sure you go check out their socials. That's Unit 11 Drift House, and this is a TMD prototype chassis for the RDX, and it's a Pandora Toyota GT XT6 shell as he leaves the line. Just one wheel in that clipping zone, so he's safe, and he runs out a little bit wide. That was a bit sketchy there, just making an error going into that clipping point. That was clipping point 2, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
These clipping points are very, very long, so there's not that many of them. And there we are, over the line. So yeah, Rob, like I say, running that first line through there, it was just this little bit of a, oh, now that looked to me like a bit of understeer.
And a bit of a stall.
And a bit of a stall, so I don't know. Let's see what the judges have to say. Yeah, as I suspected, that will be a 0 point run for that stall, and I think that will be down to the understeer. Yep, that's correct. Yeah, Dan just nodding his head. So yeah, it was the understeer which has scored him a 0. That's wrong. So we're just discussing something with Dan there. So we're on to run 2. Okay.
Little technical issue there. We're just trying to sort
That's
out
all right.
as well.
So yeah, I think that will be a second. Yep, another 0 for Rob. So unfortunately, competitive drifting, it's tough, honestly. It's tough. Right, so we've got on the line next is Madison, the only female taking part here this weekend. So Madison running a Team AD RVD RDX again from Unit 11 Drift House down in Wales, representing Team Mad Dog, TMD. Madison didn't do much driving in 2025, but competed in RC Drift UK 24. Right, so let's see how Madison gets on Nice flick, plenty of angle. Our angle judge will be loving that one. Like I say, Madison just keeping that car off the balls and just keeping it safely in those clipping boxes. And so far, so good for Madison. Look at this. This could be Maddie's decent run for Madison. Really good.
Really good run there.
Really good.
Watched Maddie in 2024
Yeah.
at the UK Championships, and one thing we did notice was the line that she took was really, really good. She listened to the judges really well on what they were wanting, and you can see that starting to come through on this line.
Yeah. So I suspect that's going to be a reasonably good score and put Maddie in good stead. Right, so welcome to those that are right, Mr. Kilner. All right, okay. So, oh, look at that. That's a good score. 73 for Madison on her first. Right. Is she going to be a hero on this second one? Shaking her head saying no. So now, right, here we go then. Start line sequence started. Right, Mr. Kilner, if you'd have joined earlier, you would have heard the explanation. Right, here we go. So Madison, nice and hard, but way out of that box on that run. I think she's quite happy with that first run to score such a decent score. Look at that, nice right on the line, right on the wall. Look at that. Deep in that box, all the way through to the finish line. Whoa. Wow. Honestly. Yeah, but if you don't try, you don't get, do you? You know, risk and reward, isn't it? So, yeah, well done. Well done, Madison. Right. A 0-point run. But again, safe run on that first one with a 73. Right, Rob Little.
No.
No, it's not. It's Sam.
Sam.
Sorry, I don't want looking. Sam. Now, Sam came to our attention in 24 in the final. Like I said on his preview on our socials, struggled at the beginning of the year, a little bit apprehensive, a bit nervous, but by the time we got to the finals, oh my God, straight into the semi-finals with no issues. Look at that for an entry. Jeez. Right, here we go then. This is where we're looking for some scores. Look at that, perfectly on that line. Love at the lovely angle. And Dan, I know Dan loves the fact that once somebody's got their car on angle, he doesn't want to see the steering alter once they're in that angle. And I think Sam
really nice
has just smashed that out of the park, personally. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what we get here from the judges. Here we go, an 80 from Dan. Where are we at with Tony? And Lee. Get these scores put on this system. Let's see, an 88 from Lee. This is going to be top. This is going to be high. Is this going to beat Mr. Addis? Oh, I think with a Tony with a 95. 87.7. Really well done. Really well done. Right, we're looking for a 99 now, Sam. No pressure.
If he runs anything like he did at Silverstone, I'm sure he can pull it out of the bag.
Right, here we are. Start line sequence has started. Here we go. Let's see what Sam can do with an absolute banker in that first run. Just look at the speed he's carrying through there, and he's deep through the clip. Maybe not quite deep enough, but there we are. Look, this is where we're at.
A lot deeper through clip 2 than the other run. Nicely deep through 3, 4 nose.
Ooh, look at that. Oh, wow.
The wall.
90 degrees to the wall. What a run. That's what we want to see. I mean, he did just touch that box on the initiation, but other than that, and he was anyway.
It was only one wheel.
It was only one wheel.
Knocked down a little bit, but it won't make it a 0.
Right, okay.
$90 from Dan. 91 from Lee. And a 90 from Tony. A 90.3 there. Awesome run.
Yeah, it was.
Next up, we've got Tim. Regular NRD, also visits other tracks. running a GRK 5R under his 24K S14, painted by Ryan, who's his fellow team member.
Right.
Just waiting for the judges. Lines are going down.
Right, Tiny Tim. Just looking at his shell, realise it's Tim with that massive wing. So this is JRK 5R underneath this team green shell. These lads are regulars at NRD, visit Slidehouse on the odd occasion, and a few other tracks. Yeah. Tiny Tim jumping up and down on the stage. He's a happy bunny with that one. Pump in the air, fist in the air, happy with that one.
Tim having his own technical issues first thing this morning.
He's a happy boy now.
He's a happy boy with that one after the technical this morning.
What was the technical, Gareth? I want to know.
Slightly plugged his battery in, wrong way round.
On his ESC.
Yes, produced a nice large amount of smoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Homemade bonfire night.
Right, so here we go then. What's that then? The score is 76.7, Tim. So he's happy with that. Tim is more than happy with that. Right, let's see if he's going to throw it all to the wall now, literally, or not literally. And let's see if he can beat that score. Right, GRK 5R underneath this S15. 14. Oh, it would be a new addiction 14 then, knowing Tim. Here we go then, out coming off the line slightly. It's not deep in that box. Not on that initiation. Get my teeth in. Missed that completely. But deep through there. Nice angle. Ooh, a little bit of correction on the steering. This is scrappy from Tim after that first one. I think he's so happy with his first that he doesn't care what happens in that run. I think that's him a happy boy. And just watch this replay. Comes off the line there as expected, but then he's shy off that entry into that clipping point. And the scores have been dropped in already. Dan with the 45 already secured. Just a little tiny tap at the wall there, but then there was a little bit of understeer there, which, just a correction on the tyre, on the front wheel. So let's see what Lee scores him as we see our next competitor on the podium. And a 76. So what we got a 66.3 for Tim's second run. So so that's Tim. Hopefully in the finals tomorrow. So next up we've got Jobbers, aka Ryan Jobling, and a regular. Well, what's your local track? But he doesn't really have a local because he's lives a bit too far up north, don't you? A little bit. So the lads up at Newcastle and Middlesbrough area, desperate for a track. Unfortunately, short of one at the moment. But look at him go, Ryan. Honestly, there was a few comments earlier. I'm not going to say it. Oh, commentator's curse, that, guys, wasn't it?
Definitely. I think it was a real drop possibly there.
I'm going to let you do next one. All right.
You're going to let me break it?
Yeah, I'm going to let you break his luck. Yeah, because I'm looking across to the judges. And, yeah, unfortunately, right, I'm not going to say a word this time. Sorry, Jobbers.
Are in. Is he going to bank a safe one, or is he going to go for it? Is it go big or go home? Right,
here we are then. Start line sequence initiated. Here we go, judges looking up. Here we go. Off the start line, nice flick entry. Down towards that Kirby, staying away from the wall this time. Wants to make sure he's got a bank out. Make sure he's in the main event tomorrow. From tomorrow afternoon, we're back here tomorrow morning with battle practice for the guys that make it through to the final stages. And Jobbers looking to do a safe run over the finish line. I think that, for me, definitely worth a round of applause. The pressure was really on there for Jobbers, having to pull that out of the bag after messing up that first run with a wall touch. But as we were saying,
not the safest of runs.
It wasn't the safest. He was still there. Yeah, he was still on the line.
Into the walls.
Yep, absolutely. And a 68 from Dan. I'm telling you.
So a 68 from Dan, 75 from Tony, and a 78 from Lee, giving us an average of 73.7.
So yeah, be happy with that.
Be happy with that one. It's a nice score.
Right, oh, here we are, look. Right, here we are. This is as we get a quarter of the way through qualifying. Right, here we are then. So Sam Little leads the way with a 90.3. Ryan Addis with an 88. Mr. Renshaw, 78.7. Tim Parnell, 76.7. And then Jobbers with a 73.7. Madison with a 73.6. Callum Craddy with the 71 in 7th. Greg Mitchell in 8th. Jez in 9th. Ross in 10th. So we have 10 drivers through to the competition tomorrow as we continue on. And obviously we've got a score to put in for Rob yet from that first, was it Rob? No, sorry, from Greg at the beginning. Right, so on the line now then is Chris Flatt from Drift, well, I'm going to check actually.
From NRD.
From NRD, but obviously used to
be over
Drift Manji over at Ekman Dwight, but obviously swapped a little bit between the two. But again, we'll try and mention a few of these tracks, and if you're interested in what you're seeing, the first thing that we always suggest is that you go to your local track, you visit them, have a word with them, have a chat with them. We're all a friendly bunch, nobody bites, and they will give you as much advice as they possibly can into getting involved. I know over at Slidehouse we've recently had a few more regular, a few newbies coming. I know that Dan and Gareth at NRD have had a lot of regulars start to come. Oh, blimey, an error from Chris there. Now this is a plastic RD2, isn't it?
Yes, that's
with
correct.
Basic modifications, absolute minimal modifications. I think from what I was told, they've done half a turn of toe out on each side at the front, and that is it. That is a completely standard RD2, which when you look at the price of the more expensive chassis, this as an entry level chassis, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
180 quid just for the chassis.
Yeah, I mean, check out MB Models, have a look on their website. Michael's here watching somewhere, or he was. And they've got them in stock here, and some of them come with a shell already painted, so you don't even have to worry about painting a shell. Right, run 2. Chris is deep in there, some serious angle on that chassis with an NRD shell on the RD2. I tell you what, he's not playing it safe at all, is he? He's determined to get a decent score. That one was a little bit wild, but the rest of the run, and he's a bit wild there again. And over the finish line. Again, it's a score. That's all that matters, isn't it? That is all that matters. That was a score. Whether it's going to be epic is another question, but it's a score.
So Chris just recently swapped over from the Akivan system over to full Yokomo, and seems to be enjoying it. So Dan scored a 40, Tony got a 55, Lee got a 76, giving him a 57 on the board.
Yep, well done, Chris.
Well done, Chris.
Right, next up, Mr. Heighton.
Mr. Lee Heighton from up north as well.
From another one up north. Look, he's shaking. Look, we can't see on the live stream, thankfully. Didn't want to see that. But again, like we say, if you are around Leeds area or anywhere near, you want to come and have a look at what we're doing. We're here till 5 o'clock tonight, and then we're heading over to NRD for an after party this evening at Rat Trap, and then we're back here tomorrow morning. All right, here we go then with Lee with this E30 shell, which is on top of an SD3, another Yokomo chassis in use. Look at that, that's a beautiful line from Lee there. Switches around, not quite in the box as early as the judges were asking. Nice angle through that nose clip, and then again that box seems to be catching a lot of drivers out, but again another banker.
So Lee being a veteran, as you could say, of the sport at the moment. He's been doing it since the old days of 50/50 and CS driving, where you'd got 4-wheel drive and the rear wheels were slightly overdriven, and has been doing it since 2011. I think he put in his stats.
That's longer than me. 2011. Oh, here we go. Look, Tony with the 70.
Just waiting for Lee's score to come through now. Dan did a 53. And a 72 from Lee, giving him a 65.
That'll do. It's in the bank. 65 is the score on the board.
Now the question is, has it calmed his nerves enough to be able to go for a big
Just
run?
pile it on, Gaz. Just pile it on. Nobody's watching, honestly. Right, here we go. Start line sequence activated by Tim. Up to our right. Green lights on. Right, here we go. Lee's got one in the bank. He can do what he wants if he wants. Nice and deep into that clip. It could be a lot deeper though. And again, nice and deep that time though, the back of the car, but then comes out of it a little bit early. Goes back deep into the clip 3, over clip 4, and then into 5, all the way around that corner. I'm actually watching it with my eyes, and then over the line at the angle requested by the judges. So yeah, those of you that have just tuned in on the live stream, we did do an explanation of what the drivers are expected to do. As you can imagine, they are expected to be as deep as possible into all these boxes without touching the walls, without having understeer, a nose clip through there, and again deep through the final clipping point, which is clip 5, and over the finish line. And then they have been asked to make sure that they do not spin over the finish line, because they are deemed to be out of control over the line. So there we are. And as we have explained, the judges are not judging the whole run out of 100 points. They have been issued with 100 points each, and a 66 point there run for Lee. So they are actually judging on line, angle and style here this weekend.
All independent.
All independently, yes. So if you're wondering why the scores are a bit odd compared to what we would normally see in some competitions, Lee is judging the line. The angle is by Tony, and Dan is judging the style. So if you're wondering why the scores are so odd and different, that is exactly why. So please don't be thinking our judges are watching something else while they're doing this. Right, on the line, who have we got, Gaz?
We've got Ben next. A regular...
Ben Found.
Yes, that's correct, sorry.
Okay, 17 from a regular at Drift Masters, driving a Team AD RDX, rocking a GR86 from Team Yokomo, painted by...
Changed shell.
Oh, has he changed shell? Oh, he's got a Supra.
Supra.
That is a Mark IV Supra. That is not a GT86. Okay, judges ready? Okay, driver ready? Right, here we go. First run. Right, here we go then. Oh, Doritune, yes, because he's sponsored by Team Doritune. Give them a shout out. Make sure you go follow them on Instagram as well, please. At Doritune. Well into his RC stuff. Does things a little bit different from the norm, but that's what we like. This sport, you know, this hobby that we do, it's not, we're not all exactly the same. Oh, just at the line, touches that wall, and we all know what touching a wall means. It means a big fat 0, unfortunately. So Ben, right, pressure's on now for Ben to score in this second qualifying run. Let's say we'll give... like I say, we've got Doritune on his sun visor there underneath the Yokomo, Team Yokomo visor that we've got prepared this week. A nice flick angle again. Another driver looking like he's going to play it really, really safe and try and keep off the walls just to get a score on the board to try and get into the big show tomorrow afternoon. Obviously, we are here at MB Models up in Leeds. Make sure you go and check out their website for all things RC. Look at that. I would say that was a very good run. Obviously, way off the clip, but the aggression was there. Very, very deep and some serious angle going into that clip. Yeah, 2, Gaz. 2. Oh, I keep losing my bearings when it comes to numbers. Can we have a flag on each one that says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, please?
It'd be helpful,
for tomorrow.
Yeah. Definitely.
No. Yeah, but no. Let's see what the judges put on the board. Right, Tony's happy with that one with an 80. Blimey, that's a good run then, in his opinion.
Did say a big angle.
Did. Lee with a 34. Which was line. Is it? Oh, no, that's style. Apologies, I'm just double checking. And Dan with a 30, so 48 points. So yeah, well done. Ben, score on the board. Possibly through to tomorrow. Right, next up on the line, Andy Ronin. Been out of the scene for a while, but back in it now. Running a GRK 5R, I believe. And let me see if we get the information up. Right, start line sequence activated, judges ready. Here we go. So yeah, Andy with that GT86 shell. Look at that, snap to angle. Looks like he's running some discs on them rims just to make it look a little bit pretty. Look at that, nice and wide, and then he's out towards, just a jab of the throttle there to keep his car out wide. Looks very light, looks very nimble, that chassis, but look at that for a run from Andy Ronin. Wow, well done, Andy. Yes, very nice run indeed. That shell, I'd love to know a bit more. Have we not got a sheet? No, we'll double check tomorrow. Now hopefully Andy's in the big show tomorrow, as we'll call it. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more info. Yeah, like I say, he was in the clipping box, but not as deep as he could have been. Let's put it that way. So 80 points from Tony. And what have we got? We've got Dan and Lee to put their scores in. And like I say, we are here 72 from Dan and a 75 from Lee, which gives us an average of 75.7. So that's going to put him in good stead for tomorrow. So will Andy throw it all to the wall now, literally, but not too far, not too close, not too close. Right, here we go, start sequence activated. Here we go. Andy, doesn't really matter now. He's got a safe one in the bank. He can push it to the wall. He was a little bit over that first clipping, over the curbing, over the hatching, so that'll be a deduction to some extent, but then he's deep in that. Look at that line. That's very nice indeed, and flicks back into that final clipping point 5 all the way around the wall, and he's deep in the wall, and he's over the line, and he kept it over the line. So yeah, good to see Andy back, good to see him back on form as well. So hopefully that will be enough to put him into the battles tomorrow, which will take place, and we'll be live again, once again on RCTV. Could we have a replay, please, gentlemen? And they would like a pause on the chevrons on the initiation, please. So a little bit further back from where you were. Like I said just before, it just looked a very bit close. Obviously, the drivers have been told they can put one wheel at a time, shall we say, over that line, over that box on the initiation. They are allowed one wheel only. If it's deemed to be 2, then Andy's score may be a 0, but we'll have to wait and see if that's going to be classed as 2. I think that's all she wrote. I think Andy gets that. But yeah. But you've got that first one. That'll do. Puts Andy in safe position. So yeah, there we are. So it'll be a 0-point run for your second run, Andy. But with that first run, here we go, look, right, so where are we? So Sam Little still leads with a 90.3. By Ryan, James, Tim, Andy puts you in 5th place, Andy. And then Jobbers in 6th, Madison 7th, Callum in 8th, Lee in 9th, Greg in 10th. And then we've got Chris, Ben, Jez, Ross. So that's where we're at so far. We've got 14 through to the finals, and we've got more to come yet. Right. Stu, you're up, mate. Right, so here we are. We have Stu Simner, who recently did an incredible charity run for cancer, teenage cancer. And right, we're going to let him concentrate on his run. I wish him all the very best and see how he gets on with this GT86 shell. And I don't think he put a sheet in to give us any information, but I mean, look at that for a line on that outside. Regular at your NRD, rat traps. So he's used to running on P-tile. Obviously, we're running on these Yokomo P-tile tyres this weekend, which is a new tyre to everybody in the UK. We've not run anybody's not running fair, and Stu puts one in the board, puts the score in the board, nice and clear of all the walls. So close to that line as well. That's absolutely pinpoint perfect. As he came onto that initiation, then back out. All right, he's not as deep as he could be, But again, we've said to the drivers, if you get a score on that board, you're almost, well, you're not almost, but you're a long way into securing a place into the all-important finals tomorrow. Right, Stu's back on the line. And we're just getting these scores in after the replay. We're going to show a replay of each one. So Dan gives 40, Lee 70, Tony. Where are we at with Tony's score on a 65? So that's going to put him in a 58.3. So I'm sure Stu will be happy with that. Right, judges ready, driver ready, start line sequence activated, green lights. Right, here we go, Stu. Let's see how Stu does on this second one. Clear of those chevrons, not quite as deep as he could be through there, but comes offline slightly, and again a little bit shallow. I think that first run was certainly looked better from the first half of the run. Again, that nose clip there slows it down a little bit. It needs to be deep, and then over the line. Bosh, there we go. Stu over the line. That's all I'll say, Stu.
Now, if anyone knows Stu, he's a very smooth drifter with a, should we say, full body control.
Yeah.
Now, if anyone knows Stu, they'll know exactly what they mean by that. Stu's elaborate with his drifting and his control, shall we say.
I'm saying nothing. I know nothing. I'm pleading ignorant. Anyway, 45 points from Dan.
70 from Tony.
And Lee, 76. So 63.7. So yeah, Stu's happy with that. Yep, he's happy with that. Right, next up we see Sam Brown placing his car on the track. A regular from Ronin Drift Lounge. Like I said, these tracks, if you are interested in what you're seeing here this weekend at MB Models, please take the time out to go and visit your local track. You can drop us a message and we'll let you know where to find them, should you wish to find them. And there are tracks across the UK, and they will be more than happy to show you the ropes. Right, there we go then. Sam Brown flicks it hard into that first corner, nice and deep. Into that second row of clipping boxes, only in the first row on that clip, but again, I suspect he'll be trying to get one safe, just edging between the second and third zones. Oh, and Sam's in the wall. That is going to be a zero from Sam. That section of track is so difficult to judge. What you can't see on the, I don't know if you can see it on the live stream, but when you come out of when you come out of 3, clip 5 is actually a foot further to the right. So even though you do that nose clip, trying to get that transition into clip 5 is super difficult. Yeah, you can just see there's a tile difference. These P-tile that were imported from Japan specifically for this event. This event has been in the planning for over a year, as we see Sam. I just watched that initiation from where I was sat. Looked very, very tidy. And here we go. And he's just lovely, deep into that clipping point. And here we go into 5. This is where the mistake was on that first one. No mistake this time. And over the line, Sam gets one in the bag. Okay, so the scores coming in. A 70 from Dan. A 65 from Tony. And Lee. Mr. Barker gives him a 79, so that's going to be fairly well up there. 71 point run from Sam there. Yep. Well done, Sam. That first run just letting him down, but he's got that one in the bank. Hopefully that'll put him through till tomorrow. Right, Ashton Potter, Team Yokomo driver, recently awarded sponsorship from Team Yokomo directly. Signed a contract with Team Yokomo in Japan. So yeah, a big step forward for Ashton. Runs NRD with Dan and so on and so forth. So yeah, and Ashton very, years and years and years of experience, even though he's only knee-high to a grasshopper to plenty to some of us. And as you can see, very flamboyant, 90 degrees into that clipping point. Comes off the wall slightly, nice and deep, almost beyond 90 degrees. Here we go, look, this is why Dan was awarded that sponsorship with driving like this. You know, when the pressure's really on, you know, it's almost his home track here in Leeds, literally 15 minutes away from NRD. I mean, boys and girls, I think that has set the tone for what we're expecting. As you can see, that initiation, absolutely incredible. Comes off the line slightly, goes deep, 90 degrees. And I mean, that even though he was almost, it looked like he was backwards, it didn't stop the speed of the car continuing through those clips. He's through the middle, first and second box. But of course, that bumper, he's got to allow that bumper to go towards the wall as he comes through clip 5 all the way around at the right angle and then over the finish line at the correct angle as requested. So cracking run there from Ashton. Let's see what the judges score him. Running an ST3, a Yokomo ST3, running an S15 body shell. The 20-year-old from Wakefield. And he's been, even though he's 20 years old, he's been RC drifting for 13 years. Oh, God, that makes me feel old.
Definitely.
Right, we will wait till the judges put their scores in. Obviously, we've still got plenty of drivers to come yet. Where are we? 85. Well, look at that. Talk about equal. 85 points from all three of them, meaning an 85-point run. But again, that's not TQ, is it yet?
Not yet.
That's not top qualifier. We know somebody else has got a 90, haven't we? So, right, let's see if Ashton can make any improvement on that. Very good run. Look at that, he's deep again in that box. A little bit deeper this time, running really wide. And then out towards that clipping zone. And again, just allowing that rear bumper to get into that third zone on the outside of that clip and then deep into clip 5 all the way around the finish and over the line and keeps it the right way. So we'll see if Ashton improves his score. Right, okay.
So he's got an 84 from Dan.
Yeah, that's a point less than last time, isn't it? It was an 84 across the board, wasn't it? So let's see what Tony and Lee have in mind. Now, it looks like it's going to be a lower score than his first. 84 on his first run. Them numbers are not going to add up to more than 85 unless this is a miracle. I thought that first run, I'm not going to lie, I thought that first run was better. I think it was more consistent, especially on the line.
Smoother through the boxes.
Yeah. So like I say, we are here at MB Models. Make sure you check out their website for all things RC as well. It's not just drift. MB Models, there we are, an 82.3 to back up an 85. Puts him into P3. So yeah, MB Models specialise in touring cars, buggies. They have buggy racing here on a regular basis. We must thank them for stripping back their buggy track and allowing us to come and drift. It's the first time MB have had anything to do with drift, so it's all brand new to them. So we owe them a massive thank you for allowing us to come and do this. Hopefully you will have seen on our build up to this event, we've got 2 tracks that are absolutely identical, and we're hoping tomorrow the battles are going to be something that you will want to tune in for. So make sure you tune in tomorrow afternoon. I believe we're going to be live from about 2:30 as we see Andris on the start line. Yep, it's all right, Tim. Give him chance, Tim. Give him chance. Right, okay. So we've got Andris on the start line. 35-year-old, a regular Project Drift G, Drift Essex, Drift Nutters, and Slide House, I would like to say. Goes all over the place. Right, if you would like to watch the lights, please, Andris. When they go green, it's your turn to set off. There we go. Right, here we go then. Andris running a MC3. Oh, and a wall tap for Andris. So we all know what a wall tap means in drifting. it means a 0-point run, unfortunately. So Andris. So it's Drift Tricks RC's his team. And this S15 is painted by somebody in Moscow. So the international feel. And Andris, originally not from the Russia, from I can't remember, so I'm not going to even try and attempt, right? So we watch Andris on his second run. He's got to get a banker in to make it into the competition tomorrow for the big show, as they say. Sound like Michael McIntyre, the big show tomorrow here at MB Models and the Team Yokomo RC Drift Masters 2026, and Andris gets it over the line. I would think it's fair to say that that is going to score nicely, and hopefully get him into the show tomorrow. Obviously, this is run 2. Like I was saying as well, don't forget, if you are interested in what you're seeing, please visit your local track. If you're Barwell in towards Leicestershire, that's where Ronin Drift Lounge is. 70 from Tony. You've got Slidehouse over in Spalding in Lincolnshire. You've also got NRD in Wakefield, not far from where we are today. Drift Manji over at Heckmondwike. Unit 11 down in South Wales, so 70.7 for Andris. Puts him into P11. Speaking of Ronin Drift Lounge, we've got the man himself, Mr. Scott Hill, on the start line. The man that runs Ronin Drift Lounge, opened every Wednesday and Saturday and Sundays. So Wednesdays, Saturdays and Sundays, Ronin Drift Lounge at Barwell, Leicestershire. So yeah, Ronin Drift Lounge, check out their Facebook page or Instagram. I think they concentrate more on... Right, here we go then. So Scott, with this, knowing Ross, knowing he hadn't put a sheet in, but knowing... Oops, sorry, that was my bad. This will be a Revol chassis, knowing Scott.
It could be
an MD. Oh, it's an MD. Oh, it's an MD1.
A chassis kit, if I remember rightly.
Look at that. He's over the line. Look at that. How cool and calm and collected was that? Eh? I think he's heard me talk so much in the past, he just ignores me now. You see?
What?
Yeah, what? Yeah. It's like, who are you? Right, okay, so scores are in already. 72 from Dan. Tony will be scoring Scott with an 85. That's a nice score. And then Lee, last but not least. Ooh, drum on. 70, so the average is going to be 75.7, young man. So that puts you into 7th place at this moment in time. So well up in that bracket, ready for tomorrow. And we've still got a lot of drivers to go as we work through these qualifying. Right, Scott, the green light is on. It's time for his time to shine. Right, here we go. He's got a banker already, so nicely deep in that line. Look at that. His back bumper all the way in to that 3rd zone. A little bit shy on that one. Ends up wide. Nice transition. Oh, and then a wall touch as he goes into 3. So I'm just looking, and Tim's already putting the scores in. So I think Scott already realises that that was a 0-point run. But with a 75.7, hopefully that will put him through into the finals tomorrow. Right, next up on the line, Ben Huskisson, regular at NRD, the man from York, comes across to Wakefield almost every time that NRD are open, visits Slidehouse when they have their open days once a month. So let's see how Ben gets on with, and the start line sequence has been started. Here we go, then green lights are on. Ben leaves the start line. A nice, decent flick. Ooh, bit of understeer there, but I didn't say that out loud. Or did I? I think I did. Right, so Ben going round clip 3. Nice and deep, nose clip. Transition into 5. Yeah, what off? I don't know. I'm interested to see what the judge is saying. Was that over the finish line there? Was that, I don't know, that initiation? I don't know. I'm glad I'm not judging. That's all I can say, guys.
Definitely. Little wheel wobble into the first clip, but I know Ben's recently changed from the SD2 to an MC1, I think he's running today.
Can I also just add to that
At the end.
I know you understeered into this section, but just do us a favour, everybody. While you drift it, finish your drift, because even if we hadn't have marched a 0 for them, I'd have zeroed you because you didn't finish drifting. You literally just stopped and come round corner. So make sure you finish your actual
run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, John. Just making sure, because obviously we would assume, therefore, that will be a 0. Yeah, it was a 0. Right. So Ben, pressure's on. Here we go. Let's see if we can get him into the final tomorrow. Okay, we've missed that green. Right, here we go, Ben. Green light. Here we go. Right. So he's got his slide customs from intercooler in that shell. And again, a little bit hesitant on that initiation. Car doesn't seem to be quite perfect as he initiates into that first corner. Oh, and then a wall touch. Well, I don't know. Like I say, I'm glad I ain't judging. I think that, I'm looking up towards the judges. See where we're at. I think Ben's got a look of resignation on his face as we watch the replay as he comes through
into clip 3.
You see the wing move. Yeah, I'm afraid that will be another 0, Ben. Okay, the wall touch. So unfortunately, that will be the end of Ben's weekend. But don't forget, we are heading over to NRD for an after party this evening. Those of you that are here, if you want to come and join us at NRD later. And all right, as we look down onto the track, running one of right, so we've got Shian on the line with his Slide Customs shell. And these shells that Keith does, obviously Keith's supporting the event with some prizes for first, second and third place tomorrow. Right, start line sequence is on, it's green light. Right, okay, here we go then. So regular down at Nutters. Ooh, can we get a...
Going through clip 3, nice and deep. Into the front clip, runs a wheel over, unfortunately, onto the Tetsujins there. Which puts 2 off.
How's he? Right, okay. We're just having a little bit of an internal conversation there, boys and girls. That's all. Right, so we'll see what the judges scored that one, and that was a 0-point run. Okay. So he went off on the first corner with 2 wheels, hence the reason for a 0-point run. Right, so again, pressure's on for Shian. Right, start line sequence engaged down to the green. Here we go. Let's see if we can get that Slide Custom shell into the final. And there we are, look really deep, and comes off a little bit offline, and then he'll be presumably playing it safe so deep through clip 2 into clip 3. Over the 4 is going to be the nose clip next. Nice angle into 5, and he's got a look at that, 90 degrees. Oh my goodness me, over the finish line. What a way to come back. Let's watch this replay. The initiation, that serious flick, almost at 90 degrees. Wide, comes off the line there, and then he's just about 90. Look at that, over centre, and he's just possibly 1 off, but I'm not judging, so I don't care. Look at that, and then through here, absolutely nailed. And then the transition back into 5 there, look, 90 degrees to the corner. Ooh. Who else wants to judge?
for the replay, please.
Yeah, nobody. No, I didn't think so. You'll have another replay, please. So we're looking for that into clip 5, Dan. Okay. Well, I don't know what the judges are looking at. I'm not going to be honest. I mean, that's epic. That's not. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not. that looked to me, but what would I know? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Right, here we go. Scores are going in. Scores are going in. Here we go, 82 from Dan. This is going to be a big one, boys and girls. Here we go, 82 from Dan. Can he get up there in that top 3? Ready for tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to have a little bit of we're going to have a tiny break after Adrian. Here we are, 82.7 on the board. That puts him into P4. So just outside. What a way to come back as well after that first run. Oh my word, he'll be pleased with that. Right, we have Mr. RC Drift UK 2024, Dylan Campbell, the champion from 2024, running GRK5 with a Slide Customs body shell and start sequence activated. Right, here we go then. Let's see if Dylan can do something here. This car is absolutely incredible. It was one of the shells that won one of the best shells this morning, chosen by Michael from MB Models, along with Adrian Lloyd, who we're going to see up next actually. Like I said, this shell painted by Keith from Slide Customs, absolutely incredible. And if you look at these shells that Keith's paint, they're all paint. There's no stickers on these apart from what we supply for these competitions. Do what? I can't. I've got headphones on. I can't hear a word.
Just having a little bit of banter in the crowd on purchasing.
It's banter, is it? Oh, right, okay. But yeah, cracking run there. Judges just watching this replay. Right, here we go then. Tony scored him with a 75. Let's see where Dan has got it in. Let's have a look. What's Dan going to score and Lee? Obviously lots of discussion. An 81 from Dan, Lee an 81, so it's going to be a 79. That puts him into P5. So I would safe to say that's possibly Dylan, the RC Drift UK 24 champion, in the finals tomorrow. Can he top that on this second run? Right, start line sequence initiated. Here we go, wait for the green lights. There we go. So Dylan Campbell here look at that, almost 90 degrees what the judges have asked for. I think he was putting in a safe run there, and now he's just going to let it hang out. Look at that line through there. Is he going to nail this perfectly? Look at that, the wings almost over the wall, boys and girls. Transition, snap into 5. Here we go. Can we see a 90-point run from Dylan? Oh, I apologise. Commentator's curse yet again. Clip 5, it was all going so well. Honestly, boys and girls at home, if you've not done an RC competition before, an RC drift competition before, the nerves are terrible. Absolutely terrible. Because obviously you were trying to impress these 3 guys that have got decades of experience between them, Dan, Tony and Lee. And the judging criteria was laid out, you know, with a fine-tooth comb this morning, so that the drivers know exactly what to do, what's expected. And it's really difficult. You've also got to think, boys and girls, obviously we've got Japanese P-Tile, it's brand new, it's not worn in, nobody's run on it. This track, there was 2 laps run on this track yesterday by Timmy Wu from Team Yokomo to see what it was like. And other than that, this was a virgin track this morning with brand new tyres that no track in the UK has ever run. So you can imagine the pressure is really on the drivers here to perform. So yeah, it's really good to see. All right, here we go then. We're just watching that replay of Dylan while I waffle on. In the meantime, we've got Ed Lloyd up on the podium ready from Unit 11 down in South Wales. And Michael chose this shell as his fave in the best shell competition. And Dylan Campbell on a 0. on his second run. Right, okay. Right, okay. Right, okay. Right, okay, so it was an incorrect drift over the line. Right, okay, thank you very much. Just clarifying that so that it's on the live stream, so it's on record. Right, Ed, are we ready? Right, Adrian's ready. Judges, you ready? Okay. Right, Ed, here we go. Start sequence activated. Yellow lights on to green. Here we go then. So Ed Lloyd from Unit 11 Drift down in South Wales. Again, another permanent venue. Recently changed their name. They were Custom Culture prior to this. So if you check out Unit 11 RC Drift Track on Instagram, give them a follow. They open regularly. I think it's on a Wednesday during the week, and I think they do Fridays as well. But please check out their social media. And Ed there, just putting in a lovely run straight off the bat. No issues at all. No wall touches. Just a nice, safe run. Obviously out of the boxes, so the scores are not going to be groundbreaking. But again, we've been saying to the drivers all day long, get a score on the board, get a score on the board. That's all you've got to do, get a score on the board. And then you may just well make it through to the finals tomorrow. We will be running a top 32 tomorrow afternoon, but with a little bit of a difference. Well, like I said, we'll explain all that tomorrow on the live stream. When we come live, it's going to be around 2:30, 2:45 tomorrow, so make sure you tune in, and we'll show you exactly what we're going to be doing. All right, we'll get the scores in then from Ed. We've got a 48 from Dan. We've got a 51 from Lee, and then Tony with, so it's going to be around a 50-point score, I'm going to guess, overall. Just an Azu, it's going to be a bit more. 54.7, so a score on the board puts him into P19. So Ed currently in the finals tomorrow. All right, here we go then. Start sequence activated, and we're on green.
How much can he improve as he clips through? Initiates into clip 1. Reasonably deep into clip 1. Coming through onto clip 2. Nice angle through there. Coming out of the clip box slightly, unfortunately, but coming through round onto clip 3. Nice angle onto the front nose, and then round the wall as he comes over onto the finish line. Nice run there. Could it score a little bit higher than what the first one was? We will have a look. Just waiting for the judge's decision to come through. Dan got 45. Just wait.
Right, so 45 from Dan. And then where we are, we're going to have a very short interval after this run, because one of the judges needs to visit the gents room, so you'll have to bear with us while we. And a 61 from Lee.
Just waiting for Tony's to come through now.
And that will see us halfway through qualifying.
55 with a 53.7, putting him in 19th.
So yeah, a score on the board. Right, can we have a look at the current standings, please, Tim? Thank you very much. Right, so here we are then, boys and girls. So Sam Little still top qualifier with a 90.3. Ryan Addis. Ashton Potter in third. Shian in fourth. Dylan Campbell, champion from 24, in fifth. James Renshaw, sixth. Tim Parnell. Andy Ronin. Scott Hill from Running Drift Lounge. Jobbers. Madison in 11th. Callum Craddy, 12th. Sam Brown from Running Drift Lounge, 13. Andris. Drift Nutters in 14th. Lee Heighton in 15th. Greg Mitchell. Stu, AFS in 17th. Chris Flatt. Ed Lloyd. Benjamin Found. Jess Found. Ross Herald. And that's, so we have currently 22. We are now halfway through qualifying. And the judges are just taking a quick breather. And we will just leave you with a holding screen for now. Where we will just get a quick refreshment, have a quick refreshment break, and we'll be back with Jensen, Robinson, Green in a couple of minutes' time. Thank you for tuning in. See you soon.
So who's up?
Okay, we are back on the stream, boys and girls. If we could get, I believe it's going to be Jensen, Robson, Green up on the line. There we are. We've got Jensen, Robson, Green on the line. We have just had a quick short break while the judges quickly got refreshed and everybody else, and we have got right, so we are halfway through qualifying. So we've got Jensen, Robson, Green, who took a year out in 2025 due to his GCSEs. I spoke to his dad this morning, did really well in his GCSEs. Just press it, Tim. Yep, right, here we go. Start sequence engaged. Here we go, Jensen, best of luck. Here we go then, second half of the battle, qualification. Here we go then, nice and deep, 90 degrees into clip 1, and then he's deep into 2, just missed the entry though, and then out to 3, running that wider line, and here we go then into 5, right, so he's got to run this line all the way around the outside, keep the angle over the finish line, and then a controlled finish, very well done. So his local tracks, Midlands Drift Warehouse, have a look at their Facebook page, same as Running Drift Lounge. He's running an RDX, and the scores are coming in already with a 55 from Dan. And where are we with Tony and Lee's scores? The judges taking this very seriously. And this is a Shibata GT86 with show-up paint, and it was painted in Japan. Like I say, he took a year out to concentrate on his GCSEs last year, and it worked perfectly. So we're just double checking we get that right. Obviously his name doesn't just quite fit on the screen on the left hand side, but yeah, we are here.
So Jensen's running a RDX today.
Yeah, obviously we're here with support from Sam from FPS RC Drift Media. Make sure you follow Sam on Instagram and on his YouTube channel. Very popular, we're over 10,000 subscribers, all about RC drifting. So you make sure you follow Sam on FPS RC Drift on YouTube. Obviously RCTV, we're doing our live stream for us today.
It should be 75.
So the score from Tony, they're slightly wrong. It should be a 75, not a 45.
So we'll amend those scores once we finish qualifying to make sure everything's in the correct order, as we did for Greg. Obviously NRD heavily involved. Right. Yeah, that'll be incorrect. So we'll amend that at the end of the of qualifying. All right. It should have been a 75, not a 45 on the screen. So we'll make sure that's amended before we publish the final standings. Same with Greg's score from the very beginning. We'll make sure that's corrected. Excuse me. So yeah, we're here at MB Models. So make sure you check out their website for all things RC, from buggies, touring cars, and drift. Everything Yokomo available. Right, here we go. Ready? Okay, Jensen. Here we go. Start line is sequence activated, and we've got a green light. Right, so here we go then. Let's see if Jensen can get a better score. Look at that, nice and wide. Ooh, that was a bit of a stall. Coming between 1 and 2, nice and deep through 2, out to 3. Nice and deep, wide on that clip, nose clip. There we go, transition deeper, that's the awkward one. Judging that line through there, and then over the line, perfectly. Very good, safe run from Jensen, nice angle, but a little bit shy into the box, but you know, and then that stall there, I don't know how the judges will mark that. Whether it's going to be classed as a stall big enough to give him a 0, I'm not sure.
So the first run was 69.67.
69.67, so that's what you would have scored on, will be shown on your first run. Right, next up, Jamie Greaves. Jamie Cheshire, even. Sorry, Jamie, apologies. Right, Jamie Cheshire, again, running Drift Lounge. Scott's with us today as well, competing. Sat down over to our right, cheering Jamie on. Okay. All right, we're just waiting for the scores on the second run from Jensen before we let Jamie get on his way. Don't forget when we finish qualifying, obviously we are running a little bit late, a little bit later than planned, but we're going to be here till the finish. We're not going to stop until we finish this qualifying for Team Yokomo RC Drift Masters 2026, supported by FPS, Slidehouse, NRD/Rat Trap. And it was a 57.3 on Jensen's second, so that's his second run. So we know his first run was a higher score, which was a 69.7. Right, Jamie. Right, Tim, we're ready? Right, here we go then. Start line sequence activated. Green lights come on. BMW shell in the Ronin Driftland colours, red and silver. Been like that for a number of years. Plenty of representatives from Ronin Drift Lounge here. Jamie always down at Ronin on a weekend. Wow, wonderful. Good run from Jamie, safe run. Quick replay as we watch that through. He could have been a little bit deeper through that first clip, but it's, again, I suspect Jamie's wanting to put a score on the board to make sure he's representing his local track tomorrow in the finals, which we'll be showing live here on RCTV. We are live from MB Models in Leeds. There we are. Right, get these scores in and we'll get them put up on the screen, and then we can move on to that second qualifying run. So we go, look, Dan with a 60-point run. 75 from Tony. And 71 from Lee. So we have 68.7, puts him into 15th place. So he's in that top 16 for tomorrow, should the standings stay where they are. But we've still got a lot of drivers to go yet. Okay, start line sequence activated. Here we are then, waiting for the green lights. Here we go then, Jamie out for his second nicely. Flickaroo, here we go. Look at that from Jamie. Absolutely pushing the limit on that first initiation into clip 1, into clip 2. Deep into 2, 3, over the line. Here we go, into 3. Could have been a little bit earlier, but keeping that line all the way through. Nose clip at 4, into 5, deep. And running that line again, could be a little bit deeper, but over the line. And finishes his run. So 2 safe runs from Jamie there. Couldn't see any reason why there would be a 0. The judges said in the briefing this morning that the drivers will be rewarded heavily for the initiation into that clip 1, because it really is a risk and reward to get that right. So we've got the scores coming up. We've got Dan with a 75. Then we just wait for Tony and Lee's scores to come up. A 68.7 on his first run. Will he beat that with a 75 in that first score from Dan? It could be possible. Jamie stood there waiting. 79 from Lee, so it could be. Yeah. Oh, look at that. A 90 from Tony. 81.3 puts him into 5th position. Jamie's happy with that. Very happy with that. Right, as we look up now, it's Paraschiv Marnka. Sorry, have I got that right? I do apologise. I'm sorry. I should have asked him before. Look at you lot laughing at me. Anyway, right, that's not on the live stream, so don't worry. Right, here we go. Right, start line sequence activated. Yellow, 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 green. Here we go. And right, we've just been requested a restart, so if you'd like to head back to the start line, if you make them. So, ladies and gentlemen at home, there is a line just before the drivers initiate, and if they make a mistake before that line, the judges can call for a restart and the run is started from scratch. And that's exactly what has happened. Obviously a small error on the exit of the start gate for Paraschiv. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. Gaz, I'm going to let you say it next.
Pav.
Pav. Right, that'll do. Pav. Apologies. Right, here we go then. So we'll straight away start sequence initiated. Here we go then. Right, here he comes off the line. Nice, decent flick across the track into that first clip. Just a little bit wide. Bit of a strange line, but again, this is his first run. Needs to get something on the board. Oh, way off track there. Different line to everybody else on that run. And into the final clipping point 5, and he's shy of clip 5 and over the finish line. There we go. There's a replay of the first bit. So yeah, just one wheel over the line. So the points will be deducted. The judges have said one wheel is permitted, but it's a points deduction, and 2 will be a 0. So just clarifying that for those of you watching on the live stream, or if you're watching this back at a later stage. As the Pav goes over the line and just about catches it over the line. So the judges possibly giving him the benefit of the doubt. I think it was a catch over the finish line, as long as they don't spin. Like I say, we're joined by Dale from Asbo RC as well. I would like another replay, please. So yeah, well, just while the judges watch that, don't forget we've got Dale from Asbo RC in the building as well. Dale is the largest RC drift retailer in the UK. So make sure you go and check out Dale's website for all sorts RC drift, body shells, chassis and everything in between. Slide Customs obviously here supporting the event with prizes for the top 3 tomorrow. Same as Asbo RC, and then NRD track up at Wakefield. Just 15 minutes down the road from where we are now, where we'll be heading after this for an after qualifying session. Slide House over in Spalding in Lincolnshire, well, more like Boston these days, with in Curtin in Lincolnshire, as we look at the scores from Pav. And we have got a score in, and it's a 41-point run on his first run, so a score on the board. Right, okay. Right, can you... There we go, second run. For Pav. Nice and deep into that one, a little bit shy in. Oh, and then a wall touch to the point where it knocked his body shell off. So that will be a 0, unfortunately. So Pav with a 23rd place with the 41. We won't see a replay of that one. We know it's a 0. So next up, Alistair Vane. Getting a bit of support. And his local track, Southwest RC Drift and East Devon RC Drift. So if you're south, like well south, make sure you check out Southwest RC Drift. Okay, are we ready? Right, start sequence is activated. Here we go, look, waiting for the green lights. Right, Ali, here we go. Running a Carbon Fury RDX underneath that shell, which is a Pandora. Hang on, where are we? Pandora 1V. 1V that he was painted himself.
And he's now running around on the clip box onto the nose clip. Nice angle into the clip box there. Nice and deep start with coming out of the final clip and over the line. So running nicely there through.
Oh, 0 point.
Zeros.
0 score. Right, okay. So it was for the, yep, that I know exactly why that was a 0, because of the incorrect. Right, are we ready, judges? Tim, ready? Right, okay, start line activated. This is run 2 for Alistair. All on the line now. He's got to pull something out of the bag to get on the score sheet for tomorrow and hopefully make the finals, which we will be broadcasting live once again from RCTV tomorrow afternoon. And I believe the practice track will also be streamed once again on the MB Raceway channel, which it was today during qualifying. Right, during practice. Right, we're just going to watch that initiation. Right, judges putting their scores in the board. I think they're quite happy to get their scores on the board, taking a few notes down as well. So obviously the drivers are not permitted to discuss anything with the judges during the competition. They are allowed to discuss with them afterwards, but certainly not during the competition. Right, here we go then. There's a score on the board, and it's going to be a 47, which it puts him in 23rd place on the grid, ready for tomorrow. So well done, Ali. Right, next up, it's going to be Dan Robinson, or Dan RC, if you want to check him out on Instagram. Now, this young man, where he hasn't been and what he hasn't done recently isn't worth talking about. He's got sponsors the length of your arm, because he's that good. Sorry, I'm just saying. You know, it's all a bit of... We're here to have a good time as well as a competition. Right, we're ready. Ready, Dan? Here we go. Start line activated. Green lights are go. Right, Dan Robinson, UK Works GRK5R with the Shibata 180 painted by Maxim. And 28-year-old and his regular track Id Midlands Drift Warehouse. And look at Dan, this is why he's attracted sponsors galore. When you look at the line, he's able to run straight out of the box. Obviously, these guys have had lots of practice this morning. They'll be looking for a high qualifying position, that car. Look at the wing on that car. It's very, very different. I'm not going to say strange, just different. Now, whether or not that wing between the main wing is something to do with aero. There, look at that wing. The gap between his wing and his roof. We'll try and get a photograph of that and show you on our socials a bit later, because it's certainly different. Yeah, it's definitely
like
different.
Like an aerofoil.
Yeah. Right, here we are then. Scores are in, 74-75. And Lee scores him with a... Here we go. It's 88. Right, 79 puts him in P7. So still a bit more, still a bit of room, still a bit of room. Right, start line activated. Here we go then. 3 greens and a yellow. 3 yellows and a green even. Right, here we go. Mr. Robinson chucks it in really deep. I suspect the judges may want to ask for a replay on that one, but look at that line right on the outside with the wheels. It's the wheels that the judges are looking for on the lines, not the body shell. So it's such a fine line between getting it absolutely perfect. Look at the line from Dan through that final section. Well done, Mr. Robinson. That is a run and a half. Right, let's have a look at this. I'm going to let the judges call that one. Can you pull that backwards and forwards, please, young man? He's on it, he's on it. Glad I out judging. That's all I'm saying. At full speed, please. Right, here we go. What are we having? Let's have a look. I don't know. We're looking up to the judges, same as everybody, and that's going to be classed as a 0 on that entry. They're going to class that as 2 wheels off, I'm assuming, Dan? Touch the wall.
Touch the wall.
Touch the wall. Right, okay. For touching the wall, and obviously the shell moved due to the wall touch. Okay? All right, so we obviously it's still in the fight for tomorrow with that first qualifying run. Right, we've got Noah. We've got the youngest driver on the grid here. Young Noah Christmas. He's 9 years old, regular at Drift Nutters. And there he is, look. So this just shows you, obviously we've had Madison, who's a female, taking part earlier on, who's still up here watching. And we've got Noah, who's 9 years old. Right, here we go, Noah. Watch the green lights, please, and go when you're ready. Right, here we go then. I think everybody in the room is urging Noah on to do a run here that's going to get him into the finals tomorrow. He's not been doing it this long. I think it's about 6 to 9 months. And obviously, his chassis is an AD chassis with a Reevy rear end. And the shell is another one of Keith's creations from Slide Customs. And look at this. I mean, you've got to think, right? This is a 9-year-old, boys and girls. Look at that.
The crowd was
absolutely.
Support in the room.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, I think everybody in the whole room has been encouraging him and pushing him. Right, okay, and I've just been reminded that somebody tells me it's your birthday as well. Is that right? Happy birthday, Noah. Yeah, 9 years. Is it 9 years old? Are you 9 today? So he's 9 years old.
10 today.
Oh, 10 today. 9. Oh, you're 9 on Thursday. Right, okay, so he's 9 years old on Thursday. So what a way to celebrate your birthday by...
Last Thursday.
Last Thursday.
Just gone.
Sorry, boss.
We're getting told.
I did say that. Yeah, anyway. Right, we got the scores, gentlemen, please. Right, here we go. We're looking at the scores. So is Noah. Where do we reckon then, boys and girls? Look at this. An 80 from Dan, a 70 and an 81. Noah Christmas drops in 9th place with a 77-point run. Right. And that's just his first run. Right, Noah, you've got to do exactly the same again, but better. All right? Right, come on. Pressure's off now, Noah. Just relax and enjoy yourself, all right? Start line sequence engaged. Right, here we go then. The 9-year-old from Holstead down south in Essex at Drift Nutters. Dad Phil here supporting, and up next on the grid. But look at that from Noah. Absolutely in the boxes perfectly. Look, he's deep. He's gentle with it as well. He's not rushing it. He's just taking his time and absolutely nailing it. Look at that, boys and girls, from a 9-year-old. Right, okay. Yeah. Okay. So I may as a sorry, the judges are just asking for a replay on clip 2. Yeah, that's what, clip 2, just on this hairpin down beneath us, just to see where we're at. This one. Right, okay. So I think it's at that top end there, look. Yeah, I think it's right at the very top there. Let's have a look. Ooh. It's silent in the room. It
could be a 2-wheel off.
I think that was judged as 2 wheels off on that section there, just after clipping point 2. So that will be a 0-point run. But with a 77 on your first, nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever. Well done, Noah. Well done. I can see his father there on the screen. Phil, who is up next. So there's going to be some celebrations at Drift Nutters after this event, isn't there? I tell you what if his dad doesn't qualify? Eh? Hey, Phil, no pressure, but your 9-year-old's just qualified. Possibly. Right, sorry. I know. Phil's not bothered. Phil's here for the ride, right, because we're all here to have a good time. Right, start sequence engaged. Green lights, right, Phil. Here we go, best of luck. Like I say, Phil owns and runs Drift Nutters down in Halstead. Very popular track down that way with a unique... well, it did have a unique. It's currently being taken down, but they had like an overpass at their track. So yeah, so we have already got the scores on the board, and that will be a 0 for Phil on his first run. So pressure's on now. Right, so Phil has to nail this run. Right, start line sequence engaged. Here we go. Green lights, go. Right, here we go into clip 1. Taking it nice and steady, playing it safe, running off the walls just to try and keep it off the wall. Oh, wow. I'm going to see what the judges have to say about that one after we've watched this. The remainder, and Phil has bailed out. So now that's it. Phil has bailed out, and that will be another 0. So Noah goes through. Jinxed it. Commentator's curse, always. Sorry, boys. Right, so Noah moves through possibly into the finals. Phil, unfortunately, playing a supporting role for the remainder of the weekend. Right, next up is Richard Bouri. Here we go then. Right, so Phil, Rich. Bury. Right, okay, we are. Start line sequence engaged. Green lights, here we go. Another Drift Nutters regular. Also comes up and visits us at Slidehouse on a regular basis. With a shell, again, I believe painted by Keith from Slide Customs.
And he's running through into the nose clip there, nice angle through. Onto the last clip, running medium line and over the line.
Yeah, that should give him some scores. Give him a score at least. Without any issues at all. Like I say, we're all looking to get into the finals tomorrow. And what we'll do is we'll get the... we'll have to make a slight amendment with 2 scores before we put them up and publish them. Right, okay, that's that run done and dusted. As we wait for the scores to drop from our 3 judges, from Tony, representing Team Yokomo, RCDC judge from Japan, Lee Barker, real drifting. That is his background, been drifting for a long time, known Lee for a lot of years, and then Dan just having celebrated 10 years with NRD. So 53.7 puts Rich into 24th place, so safe in the finals at the moment. Right, here we go then. Start sequence engaged. Wait for the greens. Here we go. Be the same tomorrow with those green lights when we get into the battles tomorrow afternoon. So make sure you tune in on RCTV to see the battles. Obviously, this is just qualifications where it's 1 car at a time on track. As you can see, these taped lines on the track. These are what the drivers are expected to put their cars into at a certain angle, which is what the yellow lines are for, and Rich goes across the line and shows us exactly how it should be done with an R33 shell on top of his chassis. I don't think we had a sheet come through from Rich before the event, but yeah, so a good run there from Rich, nice and safe, steady, I would say. Right, let's see what the judges have got to say on this one then. Right, next up will be, well, we'll just wait for Rich's score before we can see Lionus lining up. Our friend from Deepest Darkest Kent. Again, another driver that didn't bother sending a sheet in, so I couldn't give him any information, but I know enough about Lionus. So a 58, a 78, and what's Tony's score going to be? Let's have a look. So Rich with a score on the board on this one. Where's it going to put him? With a 68. So 67.7, so that's top. So that puts him into 18th place. So that was second run. An improvement on his first. Right, Lionus Shrek on the line. Start line sequenced, engaged. Right, we go on the green. Right, Lionus with his RX-7 shell, with his little man inside his shell as well. Lionus always an entertainer when he visits any track with these shells. Look, he goes into great detail into detailing these shells with LED readouts and little men inside the cars. Look, you can see him there. And also loves using obscure chassis. I'm not sure what this is. This could be anything. But knowing Lionus, it could be a Tamiya for all I know, honestly. But a score on the board. Well done, Lionus. Again, another regular Drift Nutters, joining Phil and Noah, and obviously coming up to Slidehouse with Christoph on a regular basis. We always have a laugh when Lionus is around, let's put it that way. I'd be more than happy with that. Right, we've got the car on the line ready. Okay, just finishing off that replay. Right, here we go then. To the start line. Okay, ready when you are.
Scores in first.
I'm just waiting for scores. I'm that keen. I'm too keen, aren't I? Right, go on, guys. You talk for a bit.
Dan's got a 48 scoring. We're just waiting for Tony and Lee's score to come through. So again, we just want to say thank you to the sponsors, MB Models, for having us here this weekend. Tony's done a 53, Lee's done a 67, giving us a 56 total, putting him in 24th at the moment. Can he improve that on the second run?
Well, we'll see, won't we?
And the start lights have engaged, and he's off on to the first clip.
Yeah, 24th place. Now we're going to explain tomorrow that is the cut-off line, isn't it?
It is, and it'll all be explained in
It
the
will
morning.
all be explained tomorrow. These drivers are hoping to get a place in the top 24. Like for reasons that we will explain tomorrow when we come back to you live in the afternoon. I do believe that our practice track tomorrow will be running live on
MB Raceway.
the MB Raceway YouTube channel. So you'll be able to see battle practice taking place all morning tomorrow. We're going to have a chilled out morning tomorrow, and it's going to be 2 cars on track all the time. So it's absolutely nailed.
Yeah, no sweeps. We'll have to see if we can get on track tomorrow at some point.
I'll do that tonight. I'll wait well this evening when we get up to Rat Trap. Yeah. Right, that's that lap over and done with. Right, we'll just wait for these scores to come in. And then we've got Thomas Kovacs up on the next. Right, here we go then. So that is going to be a 49.7, so 24th. Right, so remains in 24th place. Like I said, that is a very important number tomorrow. You need to remember 24th place because that's what these drivers are aiming for. Right, as we have Tamas Kovacs on the line, driving an MST FRX with a Z33, and the start line sequence has been engaged. And these are the chassis with the front motor, aren't they? And
Yeah,
the
MST's front motor.
Yep. So quite a bit different from the norm. But again, it doesn't say how long he's been. Oh, here we are. So it looks like he's not been driving very much. Or is that right? I think that's the wrong. Yeah, that's definitely the wrong sheet of paper. So yeah, so Tamas just putting a safe run. Like we've explained to the drivers to make sure they do a safe run and try and make it into the all-important finals tomorrow. And yeah, it's looking good so far. And that was a 0-point run. And it was a wall tap that caused the 0. Right, second chance. Right, Tamas, let's see if we can do this. Good luck. A 0-point run. Right, here we go then. Out of the start gate. Flick into clip 1. Keeping it safe. Oh, that looked wide. I don't know how wide until we see the replay. So yeah, this MST FRX. The motor's at the front on these chassis. And obviously the gearbox at the back, just like a real car. The prop shaft down the centre. So we'll have to see that replay and see if we could get a slow-mo possibly down here.
Yeah, it looks to be.
Oh, I would. Ooh.
It's just coming back on there. I think.
I would think.
Just as he's coming back on there,
Just
the line.
Yeah. I have my opinion, but that's my opinion.
I'm not a judge.
And I'm not judging. So yeah. Top 24 is all important tomorrow. Can't say any more than that.
Could
really,
be an interesting top 24 as well.
It could be. Well, it could be 8 till tomorrow. No, we're all right. We're not doing so bad. We're not in a rush to go home. We just want to get to an RD and run some laps and eat. Can we see that again, please? Thank you very much. Yep, we have 3 more drivers in this group, and then we've got another 16. So we've got another 20 drivers to go through. Yep. No, I think that's a fixed.
Judge is just deliberating there to see what's happening. So a rerun.
Well, the whole lot. Yeah, well, we are just looking up to the judges. See where we're at, scores-wise. Yeah. Yeah, understand. Like I say, it's such a fine line, and obviously we want to judge this fairly for every single driver. Hence the reason why the judges are taking so long to deliberate over these scores. And it will be scored. So 28, a 32. I mean, it's going to be low, but it'll be a score regardless. And a 55 from Tony. So that puts him into 29th position. All right, so it's a score on the board.
So the judges are just saying it's just on the line on that bottom clip of a clip 1.
Okay. Joseph, up next. Kavarik. Joseph Kavarik. Have I spelled that right? I have said that right. That'll do. That'll do me. It's fairly easy.
You got one right.
Yep, right, ready to go. Start sequence engaged. Judges ready, drivers ready. Here we go. All right, clip 1 with this E30 shell way offline, but again, I think he's just trying to make sure he gets a score on the board in the hope that he makes the finals tomorrow. There's 52 drivers taking part this weekend, for those curious. Lots of questions during the week. How many have you got? How many have you got? Well, we have 52 drivers in total. So it's the same number as we had in the RC Drift UK 24 final that we held at Silverstone, the home of British motorsport. And of course, all this wouldn't be possible without MB Models, without Team Yokomo, Slidehouse, NRD, Slide Customs, Asbo RC, and of course, Sam from FPS RC Drift Media. Right, that was run 1.
Mr. Sam from Mr. Sam from YouTube.
Mr. Sam off of YouTube, yeah, that's what we call him, Sam off of YouTube. FPS_RC_drift on Instagram. That's where he puts most of his content out. Right, here we are. Scores are straight in. Bosh, bosh, bosh. 24.3. So 32nd place. Right, so let's see how we get on with the second start lane initiated. Green light means go. Right, E30 on what chassis? We're not 100% certain on this one. I don't think we got a spreadsheet sent in. Sounds very RTR-y, doesn't it, Gaz?
It does. I was just looking if I could see what motor through the window, but I'm not able to view. I know it's running a HPI E30 shell.
But he's certainly over the line with a run again. Didn't see any wall touches or wheels over the edge of the track. It seems fairly well planted, a little bit scrappy here and there, like there, but it certainly doesn't warrant a 0-point run. I mean, obviously it was understeer and wall taps and drifting the wrong way all means that you get a 0, but that certainly wasn't one of those. Right, so one more replay, please. RCTV. Not sure exactly what Dan's requesting that one for, but we should go with it. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long day.
Long day.
Long week. I didn't sleep. Oh, you tell me about it. Yeah, and don't forget, if you do need any spares here this weekend, the shop is open here at MB Models. Michael's still here, still at his counter. All right, the score is in a 36.3, so that's better. It puts him into 30th position on the rankings. Right, next up we've got Thomas Slaney, 26-year-old, driving an MST MRX4 with a Toyota GT86 shell, a regular at Drift Manji. Start line is activated, 3 yellows and a green. Right, here we go, Tom. Best of luck. It comes up to Slidehouse quite a bit as well. Not just at Drift Manji, always has a blast. Very consistent driver, very safe driver. Always a pleasure to twin with under a normal meeting. A little bit scrappy through clip 3 over to 4, and then I don't know. I thought I saw a wall touch there, but that was just me.
A little brush on the wall.
I think we'll call it Rick. Why do we call it Rick? Ricochet. But I could be wrong. Let the judges watch the replay. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just thought I saw a dink. Not sure.
Just on the final clip.
I think it's almost needs to be at full speed to get the. Yeah, I think it needs to be at. I'm saying nothing. That one.
No, I don't think it does. Nowhere near.
All right, scores are in. Here we go. Tony's giving him 50. It clearly wasn't deemed as a 0.
I think it was as he hit angle and then gripped up.
So Tony scoring 50, Dan 35, Lee is going to drop in a 48, so 44.3, position 28 as it stands after his first run. So like I say, the Drift Manji regular and start line sequence engaged. Here we go, green light for go. I think he's sporting a Drift Manji. Wayne, if you're still watching, I hope you're enjoying the coverage. One of your shells out on track here with Tom behind the wheel. You need to come and visit us at some time, Wayne. Right, look at that. That was a good run. Like, get into 5. That was lovely. That was into nice. There. That was very nice. I like that.
Very nice.
I have to say that.
Like that.
That looked like a cracking run to me. That's the Tom that comes to Slidehouse, not the Tom that did that first run. Definitely.
Yeah. See Tom now and again up at an RD as well.
Yeah.
Do some really nice runs with him.
Right, let's see how the judges see that one then. I reckon that's well in top 24, personally. I don't know about you.
We're no judges.
No, but I just want your opinion, Gus. We're here to comment on what we see. Commentators. And
it was a nice run. There was definite improvement on the first one.
Oh, here we go. 60, 65. Right, that puts Tom into 18th place with a 68-point run. So he's potentially safe in the finals. That's it, boys and girls. Don't be shy. Show your appreciation. Right next up, we've got Chris Wilson sporting a GTR in Ronin Drift Lounge colours. So obviously a regular with Scott at Ronin Drift Lounge. Right, start line sequence. Are we ready, judges? Okay, start line engaged. Here we go then, green light. We're getting a bit of banter in the background here from the regulars from Ronin. Oh, look at that. That was a nice line through there. This GTR shell in the silver and red that's synonymous with Ronin Drift Lounge over at Barwell in Leicestershire. Scott Hill's been in this game a long time, absolutely lives, eats and breathes RC drifting. Look at that from Chris, well done, over the line. Cracking run from Chris. His teammates giving him some proper beef over here, you can hear it, honestly. Nice safe run from Chris. I don't think I've got. Did we not? I don't think we have.
I've just tried looking to see if there was one.
I don't think we have an information sheet, so I've no idea what chassis he's running. I wonder if Scott knows. No, he's disappeared.
MD1.
Oh, it's an MD1. There we are. Thank you very much. MD1 for your information. So another Yokomo chassis. One more replay, please, young man. So we're just double checking, making sure it's right. As I say, the judge is taking this very seriously. It has to be taken seriously. It's got to be equal for everybody. And obviously there's no opening for discussion. The obviously ethos of drifting is respect. And these 3 judges with decades of experience must be respected for their calls. Because that's how drifting works. Right, okay, let's see if we've got some scores coming in. Yeah, we've got some scores coming in. I can see numbers floating around on telephones and stuff as they pass them across to Tim, who then puts them on the system. Here we are, look, 71, 65, 81, 72.3, 15th place, drops him into that top 16. Well up in the brackets for tomorrow. Right, second run initiated. Here we go. Best of luck, Chris. There we go. So the Ronin Drift Lounge driver flicks it in hard, a little bit off the clipping point there. possibly could have been a little bit deeper, a little bit shy of the clips there. I think he's happy with that run in the first one, and that's all she wrote for Chris. That will be a 0 point run on that second one. Yep, so we won't need to see a replay of that one, but I'm sure Chris will be happy with that first run. Well done, Chris. So that's another driver from Ronin Driftland in the mix. Right, next up we've got Steve Dixon. We'll just quickly check the scores. So we've got Sam Little still tops the table, still Ryan Addis in second, still Ashton Potter third, Shian in fourth, Jamie Cheshire fifth, Dylan Campbell sixth, Dan Robinson equal sixth. Right, so we've got a tie there for sixth. Right, Steve Dixon running another one of Keith's shell. We are green, we are go. And Steve Dixon absolutely loves snappy, quick transitions, as they do in Japan. And this car set up to do exactly that. As you can see, look at that, into that corner. I think I'll be honest, I'm thinking Steve's playing that one safe. I think Steve's playing that safe.
Definitely trying to get a figure on the board there.
Yeah, definitely. We know Steve's got more in the bag than that one. And we've yet to see his teammate Keith come out onto track yet. A few more drivers to go before we see Keith, the man himself, from Slide Customs. Obviously, a big thank you to Keith for getting involved with this event here this weekend. Much appreciated by everybody. Right, one more replay, please. Does you want to see something? As you can see, we have a TV there so that everybody across the far side of the room can watch the replays like you are at home. If you're watching at home, we've not got our stream up on our devices here, so we can't see any comments, so we do apologise if we're not responding to your comments, but we will have a look later. But like I say, if you're enjoying this, we're here tomorrow. Doors will open. You're more than welcome to come in from, let's say, 9 o'clock tomorrow, once we've started our practice sessions and so on and so forth. And then tomorrow afternoon, we will be running the finals from around 2:30. Obviously, we'll post on social media. Look at this, Steve's first score is in, and it's a 68.7, which puts him into P19, position 19th at the moment. So there is a little bit more in the tank. Right, I'm assuming start line is activated. Steve Dixon then. Drift Nutters and Slidehouse regular in this MD, was it MD1, wasn't it? With the Slide Custom shell running over into clip 2, that overhead camera shot, absolutely superb for what we want to see. Clip 3.
No, I think Steve Dixon's actually running the Team AD, RD2.
All right, I apologise. Oh yeah, sorry, it's an AD Team RD2. So yeah, sorry, yeah, it's a Yokomo again. Another Yokomo chassis then. That was a 0 point run. I'm presuming gents for the wall taps. Right, so that's Steve Dixon. Still in the battles tomorrow, potentially. Right, next up then, Michael Machin. And what's it say on his shell? I saw it earlier. What's it say on his shell, guys? Can you remember? Okay.
Shogun, was it?
Right, Michael, are we ready? Okay, judges ready. Start line sequence activated. Green lights, please, and go. There we go then. There's pink and black. What's it say? Shogun?
I think it's Shogun.
Shogun. Right, there we are. Shogun body shell. I don't know if we got a...
We haven't got a sheet,
we haven't got a
unfortunately.
sheet, unfortunately. But it's an RX-7, isn't it?
FC.
FC.
Nice,
A nice, clean, safe run from Michael. I reckon that was safety in mind, I reckon, don't you?
Definitely.
I think that's safety in mind. I think they're all thinking that on these runs. Right, we'll just wait for the scores to drop.
Definite numbers on the board.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully. I would have thought so. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't have said anyway. But yeah, once again, thank you to Team Yokomo for reaching out for all the way from Japan. And they're judges just asking for a replay. Just want to double check with something. So yeah, Team Yokomo from Japan. FPS, RC Drift Media, that's Sam down in the back wall. Slidehouse, regular track down in Boston, Lincolnshire, NRD/Rat Trap, 15 minutes down the road at Wakefield, Tadman Street. MB Models here at Leeds. Slide Customs, who we've got in the house with Keith. And Asbo RC, we've got Dale in the house somewhere. Mr. Clements, the man himself. The largest RC drift supplier in the UK. We think Dale might have left the premises, but hopefully, and I don't think he'll be back tomorrow either, will he?
I don't think he is. I think he's. I think he's online tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll be online. Yeah. Right. Okay. We've got scores are in 59.3. Michael, there we are. 26th position for you for that first run. Right. Well done on that one. Right. Here we go then. P26. Let's see if Michael can better that one.
So it's initiated into the first clip, midway point, nice and smooth through there. Into the second clip, comes out, goes back in through. Nice switch into clip 3. Running through onto clip 4, nice little transition onto 5. And he's running round and over the line.
That was very good.
Very
nice.
nice.
I like that. Oh, tasty. Very nice. Very good, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, you like. We like. Let's hope the judges liked it as much as we did. Did. Even. Very good, very nice. No, I think that was a.
Nice.
That was a.
As he's come off the handbrake and anything.
Yeah, and I do
Very
think
nice.
the tyres on this surface give that bit of bite, don't they, to lurch the car forward. Anyway, we'll see what the judges have to say. Yeah, I can see scores are going in. Here we are, look. Michael Machin, here we go. Where's it going to place him in that bracket tomorrow? 17th place, Michael. That'll do, won't it? Well done. 71.3. Really good score. Right, here we go. Right. Michael, what you're saying is Danny's penciled in, and we're just waiting for the start sequence to be initiated by Tim, and we're on our way. So, right, here we go then. A 5-hour travel journey to get up here yesterday to compete. So, committed is an understatement from Daniel and the boys from AMRC. We've yet to see Chris as well, and Aaron from Team AMRC. These boys absolutely live, eat and breathe RC drift, running team shells and all sorts above. Look at that. Daniel will be happy with that. It's a score, Dan. That's all that matters, my friend. That's all that matters.
Shaking his head, hoping for some improvement there.
Yep. Well, now he's just going to pop a 99 in the bag, isn't he? That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Right, here we go. Just watching this replay.
Speaking to Daniel earlier on this morning, took us some time out, sort of lost the love, as they say, but he's now back with a vengeance.
And as it says on the screen right now, balls out.
Correct.
Yeah. Sorry, I was getting laughed at for some reason. Can't think why. Right, here we go, 64. It's going to be a 64-point run, 25th position, Dan. That'll do. That's fairly safe for tomorrow. Like you say, top 24 tomorrow's important. But like I say, we'll explain more. Right, are we ready, Tim? Right, activated. When that screen comes up, we know Tim has pressed the button. Right, green light. Here we go then. Froth the line, past the point of no return. Lovely angle into 1. Offline slightly for 2, into 3. That's what the judges have asked for. 90, a little bit later than planned, but still 90. Into 3, all the way around. Nose clip at 4. Here we go, into 5. One last corner. Oh, sketchy, but he pulls it back. Replay over the line. Let's see what. Not sure exactly what happened into 5, but it was interesting, shall we say, guys?
Definitely. Definitely threw it in.
Right, here we go.
Does he
That's
manage to
4.
hold it?
That's to 4, and then to 5, and then that
little wobble.
I don't know if that was a tiny touch of understeer.
Or
I don't
was
know.
it just a wobble?
I don't know. I'm not judging, thankfully. Is it for the wobble on clip 5? Yeah. Right, we're just getting that up. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah. I would safe to say, if you just go back, just slowly go back, and it's there. Just there. There, look. Yeah. Unfortunately, Dan, that was deemed as a 0 due to understeer going into 5. So that will be a 0-point run, but you're in 25th place with that 64-point run. So yeah, nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to be ashamed of. Right, next up on the line, we've got his teammate Aaron Grantham. Right, here we are. Start sequence has started already. Right, Aaron. I know Aaron from rail drifting from years ago, and he's got into himself into RC. That was a lovely line through there.
Definitely nice to 1 into 2. Now on to 3. Ooh,
Oh, that was
very
so
close. Very close
so
to that wall.
Close. Yes,
Another
Aaron.
line, very nice.
Look at that. Didn't even crack a smile. Look.
Another day in the office, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, good run. Do you reckon that's going to be top 24? Come on, Gaz. Put it on the line. Come on.
I'd
Don't
like
be shy.
to say yes. It was very close to that wall. Then I was just watching that replay come through. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Just hearing from Timmy, we're watching the wingtip go over the actual wall there.
Oh, what? Literally over the top.
If you watch, it just goes over.
Look
I
at
think.
that. One hell of a run, gotta say.
Just there.
Superb.
Full run.
Yeah, cracking run. I'll tell you what, this layout's going to be good for battles tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Thankfully, with the majority of the clipping zones being on the outside, there's going to be some door hunting tomorrow, isn't there? And there's going to be bums like that. What?
Can be very easily caught out.
I'm not on the live stream. There's no camera pointing at me, thankfully. Oh, here we are, look. 80 from Tony, 82 from Dan, 88 from Lee. Aaron Grantham straight into P4, first run out the bag. Bearing in mind, he's been sat down there waiting for his qualifying run to come out and just nail a lap like that. Speaks a lot. Right, here we go. Let's see.
Though?
Yep, here we go. We're on second run. Green light. Here we go. Let's see what Aaron can do. The AMRC driver. Like I say, a rail drifter originally. That's where I know him from personally. Like I say, he's got into RC. And my word, has he taken to it like a duck to water. Look at that through there. Tiniest of brushes, I think. And then wide all the way through 5 and over the line. Wow. Absolutely superb. And then he's got stuck. No, he hasn't. I'm kidding. No, well done. Really good run. Can't wait to see what the judges have to say about that.
Just came out a little bit on the final clip, I think, and then went back in.
But, I mean, it was discussed.
Just
the briefing, what they're allowed, what they aren't allowed. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not judging. Yeah. Spot on.
So judges just having a replay of this and picking up a few bits.
Yeah, they're leaving no stone unturned. Well, they're definitely putting scores on the board because I can see Tim using the touchscreen on the computer. 87 from Dan. 88 from Lee. 90 from Tony. P2 for Aaron. Aaron Grantham drops a P2. Well done, Aaron. Superb. Absolutely. Right, Bram, no pressure, mate. Right. We've now got Bram Vogel on the line, regular at MDS and running Driftlounge, running a Shogun body shell, as we've seen his teammate Michael Machin did previously. Oh, blimey. And a massive error there from Bram. Struggling into clip 2. Come on, Bram, you can do it on this next run.
That's the nerves run. Come on, Bram.
That's the nerves. Yep, right, now it's time to nail it. Come on, everybody, let's get behind him. Come on. We're all here to support Bram. We all want you to do it, mate.
Now you've emptied the jar of nerves.
Yep.
Awesome
Right, here we
run.
go. Right, let's have this one done. Right, start sequence activated. Yellows to green. Right, here we go. Off the start line. I'll restart that one, please, Bram. Thank you. Yep. Nerves.
Spin it.
Yep, it's all right. We've got this. So, yeah, like I say, regular at Ronin, so used to this surface with P-Tile. Obviously, the tyres are slightly different. And, yeah, we know with Bram's got it inside him. Obviously, we've just got to get him all the way around this circuit without making an error. So here we go, right, middle of the track, that's all it takes. No pressure on this one, nice and safe. That's it, out towards clip 3. Right, nose clip at 4, not too wide, not too heroic into 5. Nice and steady round 5, keeping it away from the wall and over the line. Scores on the board, job done. Thank you very much. Yes, beautiful. Thank you all for your support there as well, boys and girls. Obviously, we're here to have a good time as much as anything. Yes, it's a competition, but we are RC drifting and it's supposed to be fun. So, yeah, well done, Bram. Right, let's see what the judges have to say. Like I say, we're looking, the all-important number for tomorrow is 24, but there's still room. There's still room. We will explain all tomorrow. Yeah, I'm getting I'm getting asked questions I'm not going to answer. Let's put it that way. Right, scores are going in 30, 55 and 57. 33, Bram, you're in. 33, just. And everyone at home's going, eh? Anyway, we'll explain we'll explain more tomorrow.
Definitely. Who we got up next?
It is Slideshow Bob.
AKA Dad.
Dad. Right, okay.
So many drifters.
Right, you can commentate this one.
Thanks.
I'm out, you're on.
I'm in. So, Slideshow setting off. He's over the line and into the first clip point. Nice and steady through there. Nice angle through. Coming off a little bit on the touch. And then coming through clip 3. Nice and deep in clip 3. Onto clip 4. Comes offline a little bit. Back in onto the final clip. Running round and over the line. Very nice.
Well, he's been doing it that long, he's got no excuse, has he, really?
Definitely. He's definitely travelled, done several years over when the Worlds used to be on.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Taking part in Holland over there.
Right, here we go. Scores are already coming in. 45 from Dan. Where we at with Tony and Lee? Like I say, it's gonna be touch and go. Who gets through tomorrow? So 75 from Tony. Tony liking that, and 79 from Lee. Another one liking that. So 66.3, top 24 position as it stands. Top 24.
They're all liking that number, aren't they?
They are. They're liking
24.
that 24, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers left after Bob. So, right, here we go. Bob's second run leaves the line into clip 1, way shy of clip 1 there, in my opinion. Dodgy line through 1 into 2. Not so bad on 2, over that point into 3. Nice and deep in 3. And then nose clip 4 and into 5, which I think is the most difficult section on that track to judge that pace right without making a mistake. Very good. Very nice indeed, Bob. Well done, sir. Very good. Like I say, just that initiation for me, I think the judges will mark him down a little bit. The rest of it, not so bad. Nice and deep, nice and wide. Yeah, so Dan.
Very nice on the front one there.
Yeah.
And then
What
into
chassis is he
final.
running, Gaz? Do you know?
It is well, it started off as an SD, if I remember rightly. RD, sorry. Started off as an RD, and then he's done lots of upgrades to it.
Right, okay. So Yokomo.
Yeah, Yokomo, sorry.
Yeah, very popular chassis. Very popular chassis. Right, here we go. A 90 from Tony. Bob, you're in here, mate. Where we are, here we go. 81.7, P6 for Slideshow Bob. P6. Judges liking that second run without question. Right, here we go then. Next up is Dean Clay. Regular at Drift Masters. So hopefully, let's say, hopefully Wayne's watching start line sequence engaged, comes over to Slidehouse quite a bit as well. So we know Dean can pedal, and that's it through 1, out into 2, could just do to be a little bit deeper, a little bit more pace, but again, trying to get a score on the board. This is where it's all, oh, he's deep into there, and that will, unfortunately, was that a wall touch, Tim? Right, okay, so that will be a 0-point run for Dean on that run. Right, come on, Dean. We know you've got this in you. We've seen you do it before. Right, start line engaged. Right, middle of the track. No need to be a hero. Just see if you can get some points on the board. More of a chance to getting into those all-important finals tomorrow. Like I say, we're going to explain why 24 is the number that's so important tomorrow for those boys and girls at home that have not witnessed the briefing and so on and so forth. But we are certainly in for one hell of a day tomorrow, without question. Right, we shall wait till... Not used to seeing Dean with that shell. It's usually a E30 BMW, so it's quite confusing. But it looks a bit different to that shell.
I'm used to seeing that shell black, just complete black.
Oh, yeah.
He's been visiting us recently.
Right, okay.
Over at an RD.
Right. No, he has an E30, but it's a rat shell, and you can hardly see through. Well, you can't see through windows. It looks dirty.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's nice to see a clean shell out of him. In the mix.
Judges just watching the replay again.
Yep. Like I said, I want to make sure this is absolutely spot on. Every driver has been judged exactly the same from the criteria given in briefing. Like I say, these white lines, the drivers are expected to run in them as deep as possible, and the angles that the tape have been cut are the angles that the drivers would like. Right, yeah, we got, just looking at who we got up next. We've got Mr. Coleman on the line, but we're still, judges still debating Dean's score. Okay. Dan, do you want to quickly? Right, so that was judged as a 0-point run, I'm afraid.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were looking to see where wheels were off, but as Dean come round to the finish line, he opposites drifted over the finish line. He didn't actually finish his run. Therefore, we class it as a 0.
Okay, yeah, the angle of the exit of the track is the angle that the car is supposed to be at, and that's what the judges have asked for, is that you come over the line at that angle, and therefore if you straighten up prior to that and go straight over the finish line, that's classed as opposite drift. So that just to explain to the boys and girls in the room and those at home why that call was made. So you're all right with that, Dean, yeah? Okay, thank you very much. Right, next up we've got Steve Coleman. Right, you know Steve more than me, so I'm going to let you waffle on, Steve.
Steve from NRD, running the NRD team shell, is running a Shark final form. I'm just waiting for the lights to drop down, and he's setting off. He's Initiated through into clip 1. Nice and halfway through that one. Nice steady line through. Onto clip 2, just comes out and back into clip 2. Switch on to 3. Mid-track on that one. Nicely through into 4. Just skims through into 5. Comes back out and back in again over line. So Steve's been doing this since roughly about 2018. He's been drifting. Regular comes down when he can with work commitments to NRD.
I'm just curious here to what the judge is going to say about A here.
Just there, was it?
But I don't think, but then over the finish line. There. There.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So as we explained on Dean's run, the drivers are expected to come over the finish line sideways, not straighten up before the line. So unfortunately, that will be a 0 point run for Steve on
So
his
can we just say, but it's the same thing again. Obviously, we've just seen it the run before. Just try and make it act as if you're drifting for another 2 foot past the finish line. Just don't shut off before. If you shut power off before, it's just got to be a 0.
Okay, so just clarifying that again for Steve. Right, so Steve, here we go. Start line is initiated. Right, Steve, here we go. Nice and steady, middle of the track. Get some points on the board. Here we go. No, he's going full ham. He's going hero. He's not impressed with his first run, so he's trying to make up for it a little bit shy of the clips there. Out past between 2 and 3. Now he's deep in 3, all the way down that right nose clip at 4. Nice angle. Here we go then 5. That's the last one. That's where everybody's slowing up. And then over the finish line. Yes. Yep. Yes, Steve. That was the one. Much better. Congratulations. The room applauding.
Yeah.
Well done.
Just double checked with the judges as well, for anyone that's watching and any of the people that are participating. When you come out of the final clip, the judges are okay if you do go towards the infield. You don't have to make the turn to try and go back to the start line straight away, as long as it doesn't look like you are doing a spin as you come out of that final clip.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Right. We'll get the scores on the board. Here we go. I can see Tim inputting them as we speak. Right, here we go. 64 from Dan, 60 from Tony. The final score from Lee is 67. So where's that put him? 29th place on the board. So potentially, looking at the numbers that we've got left, that's it. Right, I know quite a bit about this young man.
This one's all yours.
Well, this one's Keith. This is Mr. Keith Newman. This is Mr. Slide Customs. This is the man that produces and paints these incredible shells. Unfortunately for us, there's about an 18-month waiting list, but by blimey, Charlie, is it worth it? Right, Keith absolutely loves driving this car. Recently visited Japan. The car set up with a Japanese tune, so it's as snappy as anything going into the walls. And as you can see, the front of that car just bouncing away as he enters that final clipping point 5. And I think we all know where we're at with that one. I think there was a touch on that first corner there. Yeah, and a wall touch on that initiation at clip 1. So looking at the judges, just get that confirmed. And yeah, that will be a 0 point run for Keith. So pressure's on now, Keith. But you know what to do. I don't have to explain any more to you. Right, we'll get that score off the board and then we shall go away with run 2. Right, here we go. Start initiated. Right, green light. Here we go. Right, Keith Newton, Slide Customs, supporting the event and taking part in the event. Much better initiation off the wall this time. Nice safe run. And look how deep he is there. Absolutely wonderful line there. Into 3, keeping that wheel right on that line so that the shell's not touching the wall. Into 5, the one that everybody's finding difficult, but not Keith on this run. Over the line, and he puts one in the bag. Well done, Keith. So we now wait for the scores from the judges. We're watching this replay now. Spoiler literally hanging over the wall. Look at the size of that spoiler on that shell. Is that one of the new RVD shells, Keith? Keith, is that the RVD A90? Yeah, so that's a RVD A90 shell with Keith's twist on it. Very narrow rear end on that chassis. I do know that from personal experience, having seen it close up. Wonderful looking shell. And
just a quiz, yes, Sweeps.
Sorry,
what
yes.
chassis is it? Can you remember that one?
No, I'm terrible with them. Keith, it's an RDX with every conceivable upgrade known to man. Standard plastic. Yeah, all right. Yeah. If you
Which option upgrade RDX is it?
Right, okay, so we're just waiting for these scores to come in. Judges debating. It's an M33, yeah? Okay, so it's an M33 converted RDX. So it's got all the whistles and bells. All RVD electrics as well, Keith? All RVD electrics all the way through. There we are, 70, 75 and 74. Puts Keith in P16. So that's Keith safely into tomorrow's competition. I can tell you that because we've got 4 drivers left. And the next driver up is Brad Jones, another regular from Drift Nutters. Travelled up with Phil and Noah from Drift Nutters overnight. They were at NRD last night having some laps on the tiles. Right, we'd just restart that again, please, Tim. Thank you very much. Right, here we go on the green. There we go. Right, so not 100% certain on the chassis underneath this shell. I'm assuming that that's one of Keith's shells. I'd have to double check with Keith or somebody else that would know. But looking like it looks like one of Keith's shells. And all Keith's shells are just all paints. There are no stickers on any of these shells that Keith paints, just so that you're aware. And over the line. So yeah, that's one in the bank for Brad. Right, let's wait and see then. Let's see. Oh, it was a 0. Was it on the initiation, right? Okay.
Over the lines.
Over the hashes. Yep, don't forget those hashes are out of bounds. Those hashes just there, where the 2 flags are and the barriers, that is out of bounds from the drivers. You put 2 wheels over that and you will score no points. Right, okay, start line initiated. Green light. All right, we'll tell you what, let's wait for it again then. Yeah, let's wait for it again, so let's do it properly. Right, okay, here we go. Yellow's onto green. Okay, here we go then, off the start line. Big flick initiation. Whoa! Right, I think that's going to have to be a replay from the judges after we finish this run. In the meantime, Brad is trying to make sure that in case that was not 2 wheels off, he gets a score on the board through 3, into 4, into 5, the one where it looks like they're wall tapping but not, and over the line and sideways over the line. So I think it's a case of this initiation. Okay, just go back at
Judge is just looking into this at the moment, watching it on the replay.
And there we are. Judge's call on that one, that's tight. Okay.
Very close.
Very close.
Very close.
Right, where are we at? No, I'm seeing the same 3 digits being in. Am I? Yep, unfortunately that will be a 0 on that initiation. Once again, I'm afraid. It's such a fine line. I mean, that's literally like 5 to 10 mil, and that makes all the difference. So unfortunately,
1 mil makes a difference.
That will be Brad out. Right, Jack Milner up next. Right, another Drift Nutter. Look at that, he's shaking. Hands are shaking. Right, okay, let's get this show on the road. Right, start line sequence initiated. Green light. Right, here we go. Right, let's see what Jack's got with another massive wing on the back of this A90 Supra. Oh, and a spin. Do you know, I think that's the first one we've seen. Is it not?
No, I think
Have
there
we
was
not?
another one earlier on,
Okay.
near the beginning.
Okay, so obviously that will be a 0 point run. So right, come on, let's get behind Jack on this next one. We know we can do it. We should be doing this for every driver. We certainly will be getting you involved tomorrow if you're here. So right, Jack, you know what to do. When that green light comes on, keep you cool, keep it off the wall. We know everybody that's entered here has got this. Right, here we go. Nice deep flick, nice and steady. Just get them points on the board, nice and deep, bit of extra throttle to keep it out through 2, into 3, nice and steady. Here we go. Nose clip at 4, into 5, the difficult one. There, he's in it, he's round it, he's going over the line, and it's completed. There we go. There we go. Well done, Jack. That's scores on the board. Now let's see if it's enough to get him into the finals. Obviously the boys and girls here are aware of what's happening tomorrow, and then we will explain more so online during one of our posts on how it will go down tomorrow, and we will be live tomorrow afternoon. The guys have got battle practice tomorrow, so that it ensures that when we come to the finals they are going to be absolutely next level. That's the plan here at the Team Yokomo RC Drift Masters 2026, supported by Asbo RC Slide Customs, hosted by MB Models in association with NRD, Slidehouse and FPS RC Drift. Excuse me. Right. Judges just watching that replay once again while we get the scores in for Jack. Like I said, the 24 is the important one. That's Mr. Hodges giving the old sign across there. You're on the live stream, Lee. So hi, and Noah, and Stu, and Ali on the live stream over there, giving a wave. Right, 68 from Dan.
66.
66. Sorry, I need to get my glasses. Been a long day. 66. Sorry, Jack. 66, 78, and Leah 58. So where are we at? We are at 26th position with a 67.3. That's Jack safely into tomorrow's competition. Right, penultimate driver Chris Harper. Last minute, not quite as late as the last driver, but lastminute.com. Another AMRC driver. So we've already seen 2 of his teammates in Aaron and I've forgotten. Dan McKernan. No, Dan McKernan. Oh, look at that. Saves it from the wall. Chris, very, very good. Honestly, he's come to our track at Slidehouse and comes and just nails us. Absolutely. I mean, that was quick, steady, consistent. Right, so that's the score on the board. Let's see where it puts him. Let's see where we're at. And obviously, we have got... Yeah, just double checking. We have got 2 amendments to make on the scoring system before we can publish the exact results, and that was including... So in the meantime, Chris Harper, 67 from Dan. Where's Tony at with his opinion? And the same with Lee.
Yeah, also on the back of that, those numbers that come up on the final tables
will be
slightly
different. Will be slightly out. Yeah, so 73 from Tony. So we're going to be in the 70s here, I reckon, or they're about 64. Where are we at? Almost 70. What we got? 68. So 25th position, Chris. So that puts you in the battles for tomorrow, guaranteed. Right, here we go then. Chris, second run, start line initiated. Green lights mean go. Here we go, off the start line. Ooh, 1 wheel off on the hatchings, don't forget. So that will be a deduction from the judges. I'm assuming that will obviously be our line judge that will mark that down, which is Lee. In the meantime, Chris continues his run and over the finish line after clip 5. The Team AMRC driver. So if Chris gets in, that's all 3 AMRC drivers in the battles tomorrow if we've got that right. Is it the Hatchins you're looking for? Right, okay, so it's that. There's those Hatchins that we're looking for, please. Here, this one. Yeah, just if you could rewind that to there, please. And we'll just double check. Oof.
Could it be the front wheel and the same side wheel, maybe? Yep. Judges have scored.
Judges have scored that a 0. Right, so the very last man to enter the competition is the very last man on the podium right now. This is Mr. Lee Hodges, who decided to enter, I think it was yesterday or the day before. So, right, we will get the start line sequence initiated. Here we are, green lights then. Right, here we go then. This is the last the second to last qualifying run of the day. Certainly the last driver of the day. Ooh, that was close. Again, Lee, also a very good photographer. RC Goats is his Instagram and Facebook, so make sure you go and check Lee out on there. He's doing some work for some guys in America as well with his work, so make sure you check Lee out. RC Goats on Instagram and Facebook. And puts one straight in the bag. No ifs, buts and maybes. Yeah, a bit of a wobble, but okay, well, all right. Okay. I'm not judging, guys.
No, we're not. We're definitely not judging.
So, yeah, so when we put the scores up at the end of this, there will be some amendments that need adjusting before we can give you the final results from today. Obviously, we had a couple of glitches early on. Right. We are just watching. Yeah, it's not understeer, though. Oh. Right, okay.
It's the second part, I think.
I didn't see that before. This is why we've got the replays.
Roll it back. So judges are just having another look. So just having a look at that points and seeing what happened. One wheel just on the Tetsujin on that front clip as well. Pushing boundaries.
It's not that. No. It's not opposite drift there, in my opinion. In my opinion.
The front wheel's just here. You almost see the face of the other wheel.
That
just
way.
There.
That's it, yeah. That's it.
You see the inside of the wheel just there, don't you?
What do you think, Lee?
Just asked Lee what he thought, and Lee's just 0? Yeah, just 0, mate.
Yeah, it's a 0. Yeah, there was understeer on from 2 to 3, round 1 to 2 even. Yeah, just that touch of understeer. That was it. That's all it takes. And we've said in the briefings,
Last
right,
run.
Here we go. Last run of the day. Lee Hodges on the line, RC Goats, hoping to make his name in this competition.
Lee.
And that, ladies and gents, will be a 0-point run for Lee Hodges, I'm afraid. And that will be out of one of our judges asking Lee to do it again so we can see it again. But I don't think we need to see it again, do you? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right, so your top 30 positions as they stand, but we can confirm that Sam Little is our top qualifier with 90.3. Aaron Grantham up in second place from AMRC with an 88.3. Ryan Addis in third place. Ashton Potter fourth. Shian in fifth. Slideshow Bob sixth. Jamie Cheshire seventh. Dylan Campbell eighth. Dan Robinson equal eighth. So we'll sort that one out later. Mr. Renshaw in 10th place. Noah Christmas in 11th. Tim Parnell 12th. Andy Rowan in 13th. Scott Hill again equal 13th. Jobbers Ryan Jobling in 15th. Madison and Keith Newton both scoring 73. And then we've got Chris Wilson, Callum Craddy and Michael Machin. That's your top 20. Obviously, what we need to rectify these scores. There were 2 scores that we need to amend. One of them was Greg Mitchell, who currently sits in 29th. And the second driver was...
I'm trying to remember. I think you wrote it down, didn't you?
No, I think Frank wrote it down. Frank wrote it down on a piece of paper. Right, okay. So we know we've got Greg Mitchell to amend. It was Jensen, Robson, Green, yes. Right, so ladies and gents at home, obviously first time doing the scoring system like this is a slightly different system to what we used to use in real drifting, so you'll have to bear with us a moment, and then we'll rectify what we can see. Is there a possibility to see the next 10 drivers on that list? All right, okay, we can't change it. Right, okay. So we can only show at the moment the top 30 places. But obviously what we'll do is we will get a screenshot of that and we will share that across our socials later on, just to make sure that everybody's aware of who's in what position, etc, etc, etc. But we are delighted for Sam Little. Like I say, he showed his worth in RC Drift UK 24. Finishing 4th in the finals at Silverstone. Aaron Grantham out of nowhere. Ryan Addis, he'll be happy with 3rd place. Ashton Potter from Team Yokomo with 85. Who else have we got in the top 16? The splits, the equal scores between Dylan and Dan Robinson, between Andy Ronan, Scott Hill and Madison and Keith Newton. We will deal with those differently to probably how you'd expect, but we'll do that off the live stream, and we'll do that the fairest and most equal way possible once we've done. So if there is a tie, we have a method to rectify that. So we've got our live streams guys currently working on the scoring system, so we need to rectify Jensen's score, who currently is down. He's not even on that screen, which I believe he will be by the time we've edited the scoring. So we're expecting Jensen to pop his name up into that top 30 that we can see on the screen. But like I said, the top 24 are the important ones for tomorrow, which we will explain later. So Thomas Slaney possibly could drop out of the top 24, which would make life interesting. So we'll get Frank. Frank is just currently editing the scores behind us over our right hand shoulder over here. Look, I'm on the screen. Ooh. Oh, there we are. Jensen has jumped up to 23rd, and Greg dropped to 30th. So as far as so that's correct. Right. So there we are. So Jensen 23rd. All right. So that's in the 24, and Greg in 30th place rather than where you were. So those are correct. Like I say, we have a couple of issues to deal with the ties. Yeah, that's a spelling mistake. That's a spelling mistake. Anyway, right. So that's your top 30 for tomorrow. I would like to thank you all for tuning in. If you are at home, if you are here in the venue, obviously the after party is going to continue up at NRD, Ratrop, as soon as we've finished here. We will get these scores and results posted up on our social, and we will deal with the gentlemen that have ties here at MB Models. So we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you to Team Yokomo, FPS RC Drift, Slide House, NRD, MB Models for hosting the event, Slide Customs, and Asbo RC. I'd like to thank Gareth, who's been commentating with me. Thank you very much. Tony, Lee, Dan, Frank on the live stream. I don't know this young man. Rob, and Kieran and Cameron, who have been helping with the live streams. And we will be back with you tomorrow.
Also, thanks to Sweeps.
Oh, thank you very much. We'll be back tomorrow around 2:30, 2:45. So make sure you tune in. Thank you all very much. Have a lovely evening, whatever you're doing.